Hey, welcome, one and all, to our next campaign. Hopefully, this one doesn't take a year or 5 years. Or well, I guess I really don't care as long as we're having fun, right? So this is Into the Abyss, an adaptation I took from some 4E modules. I was designed to take you guys from levels 1 through 30. So I'll tweak a little bit. So we'll see if we make it to 20 or how far we get, or if you guys die in the first session. We shall see. So let me give you guys a little rundown again of what this session is about. See if I can break out my very bad rendition of the movie guy and his voice. The setting. Realms, both wondrous and dire, border the world. One such realm is the Shadowfell. Although not inherently evil, the Shadowfell is fraught with dangers, and the barrier between the worlds can be thin. Sometimes the darkness breaks into the light. Nearly 2,000 years ago, a sect of the Nard demon binders purposely created such a gap, connecting one of Orcus's unholy Shadowfell sites to this world. Skeletons, zombies, and fouler creatures flooded through the rift into the light of the day. The old Empire of Narfell dispatched legionnaires to eliminate this threat. The Empire's soldiers destroyed the undead, sealed the opening, and built a keep to watch over the location and contain this threat. This was the site known as Shadowfell Keep. Decades of peace followed, and the village of Kront arose within sight of the keep. Eventually, the great fort fell into ruins, and its grand purpose forgotten. Its name was changed to Mad Keegan's Keep for a time. Today, even that name has been forgotten. For now, it is seen as a harmless tumble of stone and wood, if only that were true. Hey, so there we go. So what I want to do is kind of share with you guys. I had a limited conversation with you guys about how we're going to start this off. I'm going to break this into two group little introductions thing here. So the first group, and for those of you who are not familiar with this, let me change the map. Okay, so where we're actually going to start is in this town of Kront. That's where you guys will all eventually meet as a group. But right now, I have you guys in two groups. One group is in Bezentil, and the other group is on the Cold Road North, the 2 stars heading towards Kront. So in the town of Bezentil, Gary and Rob, do you guys want to kind of fill in the group as to what has happened, how you guys got here, or do you want me to handle that? It's up to you.
Go for it, Brian.
Okay.
And then we'll do our introductions when it's time for us.
Okay. All right. So feel free to chime in if I butcher this, because I'm going off memory rather than reading off of your character sheets. All right. So let's start off with Gary's character. For those who have played with Gary before, he has really gone off the deep end here. He's played something he's never played before. He is playing a Goliath barbarian, a little bit of a drinking problem. But he resides from a small Goliath village on the eastern portion of the Thesk Mountains down here, where I have to put myself on the right layer so you guys see where I'm pinging. Little village over there. He basically disgraced himself in some manner in an effort to try to, I guess, win back the favor of his father and his clan. He set out to look for this fabled armor set of a almost forgotten barbarian of ancient. And during his travels, he actually made his way to Telflum, where he had, well, go figure, a drunken stupor, somehow did some unsavory things to a mage's assistant or servant, and woke up drunk on the mage's wizard tower, when the mage basically teleported him from Telflum into the shithole known as Bezentil. Bezentil is nothing more than like a stopping point along the Great Road. It's mostly human. They don't like outsiders, to the point where they have one small, if you call it an inn, I think Gary's character has, or maybe Gary, or maybe Asalar, his character is actually named it that, the Beverly Inn. It's nothing more than like a 2-room house that they rent out the 1 bedroom to whoever may be coming through there. While Gary was there, he heard news of a trouble within a pasture nearby, where there were small demons coming out of the Dunwood Forest to the north, basically harassing some farmers and their cows. And there was an adventurer coming through this area that was sent out to try to dispatch them. And Gary decided that that's not good enough for one person. He needed to be part of that. So Gary went up to the same pasture where he saw I guess she appeared to be elven woman battling these quads, but there was quite a few of them, which he kind of jumped in and helped this young elf woman dispatch these quasits from the field. And from there, I think that's where they kind of bonded from that point forward before they headed back into town to kind of tell tales of what they had just accomplished. Anything I missed? And those, I'm sure there was. Rob and Gary, please fill in what I missed.
Oh, I think you got that pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I think the situation in Talflam was really more of a Three's Company situation. Jack Tripper without the cute girls. He just sort of woke up in the Mage Tower, and the mage just like, get the hell out, and showed him the door with a teleport spell.
I believe I wrote it as fornicating with the servants in a drunken fog.
Right. So while you guys are back at the Beverly Inn, so to speak, sitting on the I guess the owner's couch telling tales of this, there happened to be a couple other patrons in there. One of them was a little gnome fella that was making his way through the town as well. Actually, he's from the town. A little gnome fella by the name of Bramble. And Bramble, I'll let you kind of introduce yourself if you would like here at this point. Then I'll do the same thing with Gary and Rob's characters. Go and describe your characters to us all.
Yeah, so Bramble is a forest gnome, and he's got large bags under his eyes. His hair is kind of unkempt, and in it is various potentially twigs or flowers or leaves that may have found its way into his hair. And he sort of walks with a hunch. He's got black, like brownish hair with some gray stripes in it, and yeah, he's not particularly too careful in paying attention to his appearance.
As he says that, I'm updating his token because I had some placeholder in here. Okay. Anything else you want to share, or you would share with? Well, let me do Rob and Gary's intro first, and you guys can kind of talk amongst us if you want. Let's start with Rob. Go ahead and introduce yourself, your character.
So we didn't really talk about how my character got to Benzanil, just that she was sort of there. So she's from the Forest of Lether, living in sort of one of the secluded elven villages there, and has decided that she needs to head to Kront. She's got some business there, and went up to the Great Road. Stopped in Benzanil and Benzatil, sorry, and as you heard, sort of she's got a dislike for devils and demons and undead, and so agreed to help them rid them of this problem that they were having. Got in over her head, bit off more than she could chew, and luckily Asalar came and sort of saved her, Asalar, so to speak. She is an elf, a very pale elf with dark black hair. She is, she looks young by elven standards, but it's difficult to tell how old she is because elves look young for hundreds of years. So, but yeah, so from a description perspective, she looks a little bit young. At times she seems a little naive, and at other times she seems a little bit scary, a little bit intimidating.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's Bryn. And next on the list is Asalar, Gary's character. So Gary, go and introduce your character and give us a description if you want.
Yeah, so Asalar, when you look at him, is he's about 6'8", and he's, for a Goliath, he's very svelte. He's that kind of sinewy muscle, kind of shredded with muscle and covered with these strange jagged scars over about 75% of his body, mostly hidden by tattoos and animal hides. If you stare really closely, they almost appear to be moving on his body, but not quite. You can't really discern it. what happened to him that got him in the situation was him and his brother, when they were young, were playing with his father's prized axe that he had taken in battle. And when he pretended to swing it at his brother, he actually hit it against the fireplace, and the crystal blade shattered. So he left in shame and is trying to redeem himself to his father. But he's been proven to be very unsuccessful. So that's turned him to the drink and alcohol, and really saving Bryn gave him a little bit of redemption, but he still drinks way too much. And Bryn is probably the only one who can really reason with him when he's drinking. So he's extremely devoted to Bryn and Bryn's safety. So, and that's Asalar.
Right. So the three of you are at the tavern. Whether or not you guys are going to all travel to Kront, I mean, that's just kind of meta knowledge here a little bit. So during this trip from Byzantil to Kront, if you guys want to share any more details about your backstory with each other, that's fine. If not, we can let that kind of play out for the rest of the campaign. But I'll leave that up to you guys, whether any more details about your background and where you're going and why you're going there. If any of that want to share, I'll leave that up to you guys. Okay. Anything else you guys want to share on your travels towards Kront?
Definitely going to Kront. Bramble would sort of be looking all around, and he would be talking about things, like just saying things like, "Oh, there are so many evil about. You can feel it." And then he kind of looks up to the sky and says, "Can you see it? That dark star up there?" And he points sort of towards the east, towards Kront.
Any comments by Bryn? I'm going to say Asalar until I get it right. I heard you say Asalar. That's a little more comical. So we'll see if I get the hang of that.
We'll go. I figured it wouldn't take you long before you called him Ass something. So Asalar is fine. That's what I meant it as.
I kind of already did, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rob's
right.
already gone there.
Just making
As
sure.
a pun, I think, yeah.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
So Asalar's going to kind of lean over to Bryn and go, "There's something wrong with this little one. He's a little odd."
Bryn's just happy to travel to Kront in numbers because the more people that are there, the better, the easier the trip will go.
Bramble, hearing him say there's something wrong, and would turn to Aslar and say, "There's nothing wrong. I don't see these things anymore, but they're there. They're coming. I go to sleep, and it's in here." And he points to a black book that he's clutching. "It's all in here. And I have to go this way because I'm not seeing it anymore. How am I supposed to tell my stories to people so that they know what's coming?"
"Okay, special little fella." And he winks at Bryn like, "Nut job."
Okay. Well, that will segue over to the other group. And we actually have two fellas coming from different directions. Don's character, I won't say his name until he introduces him, but his character resides in Fint, down to the south, kind of the home of where the Monster Hunters is based. And I'll let him explain why he's traveling where he's traveling, but he is going to be met by Wayne's character, who's actually traveling from the realm of Rashomon. And the two of them met briefly in Two Stars and found out they were both kind of heading north towards Kront. And just like Rob mentioned earlier, or not Rob, Bryn mentioned earlier, they decided to travel together because traveling as a group is always safer than traveling alone. Okay. So with that, I'll let Don, you can go first, kind of describe your character, and if you want to elaborate on what I just kind of shared a little bit with the group.
Okay. I'm a dwarf fighter. I'm a duelist. Use a shield and a longsword. Also, I'm full of inspiring and cautionary tales from my military experience. I like to come out with some really good advice and help for people. Um, I am working my way towards Kront, looking for a relative of mine who may or may not have a piece of charmed armor so that I can, on my quest to become a better fighter and better warrior. And I think that covered it.
Just so we're clear, you don't know if it's armor. All you know is it's some kind of an artifact. Is what
Artifact.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just don't want to set up expectations that you're getting armor if it ends up being like a necklace or a nose ring.
Understood. Yep.
Okay.
There are worse rings.
Right.
Mhm.
And so last, definitely not least, we've got Wayne's character traveling from Rashomon. So Wayne, go ahead and introduce us to your character and whatever else you want to share.
Okay, my character's name is Pharaoh Ventus. He is a tall, kind of rangy young man. He's a human. The big shocker, kind of wild hair sticking off his head. He's always got a big grin on his face, but he's a pretty charismatic guy, but also pretty mercurial, I guess you'd say. So he sometimes has flashes of like a hot temper that'll spring up if things aren't going his way. But he's in general a very affable person, easy to get along with. He's dressed mostly in just robes, cinched with a belt, but he is wearing a pretty ornate long sword that he takes very good care of. And I'll just mention he's a battle mage, so that's his background of the Ramathari tradition. He's originally from actually Telfland, even though he's now living with his sort of, I guess, master or mentor in Mulsantir. But he grew up in Telfland and was sort of a ne'er-do-well, and through an encounter with his mentor, decided to leave that behind. And his mentor has sent him to Kront because they have a very special interest in anything having to do with old Narfell and the demons that they cavorted with.
Okay. I don't know if you're holding it back purposely or not about what specifically your, I guess, master was asking you to do.
Oh yeah, he would be happy to,
Okay.
reveal that. He's there. He's been sent to map the ruins, which his master is aware that they are connected to Narfell. He's not specifically looking for, I guess demons leaking through, whatever our rationale is for going to the ruins. But he's definitely there to look around, map it out, see if there are any old artifacts if Narfell's still there, and to check on, I guess, the demon gate and see if it's still intact.
All right. So that's intros for everybody. Like I said, so basically Pharaoh and Grolnar are traveling from 2 stars to Kront. The rest of the group is traveling from Byzantil to Kront as well. So Dom, when I originally thought you were going to be, not Don, Rob, when I originally thought you were going to be a few minutes late, I had a different spin on how I was going to start this. So let me ask the question of Don first to see if you guys, put it this way, do you guys want to go ahead and meet in the tavern and then I'll pitch what you guys may be doing, or Don, your character had a specific person he was trying to meet when he was there? You want me to assume you've already done that and you share that with everybody, what you've learned from that?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Seems easiest.
So as I get in the habit of saying your character name is Grolnar. His intention was to meet with his cousin who lives in Kront. His cousin is actually let me switch to the Kront map. Kront.
Dirty Kront.
Did I have this set up correctly, or is it all black to you guys?
All black.
Oh,
Yay! Good start, Brian. Dynamic lighting off.
Ooh.
Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. You may or may not need to zoom out a little bit. I don't know how big the map is for your screen. So, Gralnar, his cousin, is actually goes by the name of Dermug. He is the local blacksmith here in town. And he's actually the, I guess, master blacksmith of ZD Blacksmith. A little bit of history of this, whether it bores you or it makes sense or not. So the ties that Gralnar's mother had with this dwarf that lived there. Well, number one, it's his cousin. Number two, Gralnar's mother knew the previous master blacksmith that was here in Kront. He actually came from Fent. And that's where the connection kind of started. And his cousin went up to kind of join forces with this Dragonborn blacksmith. But since then, the Dragonborn has passed away and kind of bequeathed the shop to Dermog. Okay? All right, so Gralnar is already visited by this point before you guys head to the tavern and meet everybody with my crappy way to start a D&D adventure. Okay, so Gralnar. This hook is called My Cousin Vinny, but Dermog is an old cousin of yours. I'll say you probably haven't seen him in probably 20, 30 years at this point. And he confirms with you that, he's heard of the magic artifact here in town, but it wasn't his. And he'd been trying for years to talk the guy out of basically selling it to him, to which he would have none of it. Even when Dermog felt he was offering like 5, 6, 7 times more than what was probably worth from market value standpoint. But he told you it was owned by a gentleman by the name of Duvan Stahl. And he tells you he hasn't seen Duvan Stahl in probably at least a week at this point. Not that he was really that much of a popular person in town, but it does seem odd that he hasn't seen him at all in at least a week. Okay? So he is the one that holds the artifact, although he has gone missing at this point. Okay?
Does he have a specific wagon or anything?
Oh, Duvan Stahl?
Duvenstall, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's his
how
name.
will we know if we come across him?
Well, he can describe him to you.
Okay.
He can, but I can't because I don't have his token in front of me. I'm
that's
gonna say
just
he's an older gentleman, kind of white hair, maybe like partial Abraham Lincoln beard. No mustache, just all beard, like Amish maybe.
Yeah.
He may or may not be traveling with a mule. That's his typical mode of transportation and or transport of stuff. He's been in town for several years. He tells lots of stories about how he was once a very famous, not necessarily adventurer, but more like excavator, going out to find stuff in old ruins around the area. So he's thinking that either he's found an old ruin somewhere and fell and broke his neck, or he just left town. You're not really sure. Any other questions that you would have for him?
I don't think so. And is that ZD Blacksmith?
Yeah, ZD Blacksmith. That's his shop now. Z was for Zalrex, the former owner. D is for him, Dermog.
Oh, right.
I guess I'll put his name in chat for you if it matters. Okay, so if there's no questions on that, then I'll assume you guys are all in the Harpy Token Inn. And correct me if I'm wrong, Asalar, you're probably going to be sitting in here telling tales of how you killed a bunch of demons, and it's probably all black for you, right?
It is.
Yep.
This
Like
could be
my
a recurring theme. All right, so feel free to go ahead and drop your tokens anywhere down here on the main floor of the Harpy Token Inn. And this is Dermog right here, Don.
Okay.
And I'll say this is, like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So this place is starting to kind of get some more and more patrons into the place. So at this point, do you guys want to role play actually meeting each other? Do you want to assume that you've already met each other and kind of just sharing stories and drinking and stuff? Or I don't want to take away your agency if you want to role play the actual introduction or meeting of everybody.
What's a good context or reason for our meeting? Like
You guys are all
Gralnar and Pharaoh looking for help for their quest, and just ask for any adventurers in the room, and Aslar and Bryn and Bramble, we need some money. We could use some money, and we join in, or is that kind of what we're thinking? Or
You could.
That's not why Bryn's here. That's not why Bryn's here.
Mhm.
Right.
So Bryn's not going to Kront looking for work. Bryn's going to Kront for a very specific reason. Bryn's got not business in Kront, but there is something near Kront, and would have shared that with you, Alar. And we can share it with the group that there's a cult in this area that Bryn learned about in Yesselmar, and that's why she's going to Kront is to sort of suss out this and I'm using the quotation marks death cult and sort it out, because it's bad news bears from a Netanyark perspective. That's the leader of the sort of force of Lether, so that's what she's doing there. So I think this is a situation of we're all sitting around the table, sort of all five of us are sitting around the table, just sort of having a drink. The bar was a little bit full, so we managed to all be at the same table, and like I say, Asalar and Bramble would already have known that that's why Bryn's going to Kront. She's not keeping it a secret. That's what she's on the way to do. And I'm assuming that Asalar would be like, oh yeah, let's go check that out. Death cult. I could punch those guys.
Oh yeah.
Bramble would also be interested in thwarting a death cult. It perhaps might bring him some stories to tell, but answer some questions he might have.
Okay.
Ralnar's there to drink and hang out with his cousin and tell stories, and if a fight's brewing, he's ready.
Pharaoh, what about your intentions?
Yeah, so Pharaoh would be very interested in the death cult and whether they might possibly be operating out of the old ruins. Is Pharaoh am I right that Pharaoh is the only one who's specifically focused on the old ruins right now?
I think the death cults, if I remember my mission right, my death cult is out and about near the ruins.
Yeah, so that sounds like something Pharaoh would be very willing to check that out as part of his mission to the ruins for sure.
I mean,
he's
I'm
looking for some action. You know, he's
I'm looking at my hook right now, and it doesn't really talk about them being in the ruins, Brian. But I think it did at some point, or you shared that with me.
I think the hook said something about she saw suspected members of a cult traveling in and around Kront. I don't think it said specifically about the ruins.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right.
That in and around Kront. But you see, all these hooks are kind of tied together, so to speak, for most of you.
Well, I mean,
probably by design, probably.
Yeah, I think Pharaoh would suggest, hey, I wonder if that cult might be using the ruins as a base of operations, to kind of stay secret.
That would, I think you're right, Wayne. I think that's sort of the movie trope would be, that death cult sounds like something that would be hanging out in the ruins. Let's go check out the ruins. I got to go there anyway, kind of idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Bramble has sort of been walking around the pub, just sort of listening. And if he heard Gralnar telling stories, he would sort of like just slip up next to him and sort of ask, well, have you seen any demons or undead? They've been teeming as of late.
You're asking that of someone of the party, or this?
Okay. Assuming Grelnar is sort of at the table or whatever, sort of like telling stories of his virtuous fighting, Bramble would very unabashedly sort of walk into it and just ask.
So if you guys are all at the same table, at least move yourself there, unless you're like intermingling with the crowd and.
Well, because I put us where you sort of mentioned that we were all going to sit, Brian. That's why I put myself down here.
Which show is it?
Yeah, I don't want to force you into it.
It was one of the only tables that there wasn't a bunch of other people sitting at.
Right.
And you guys will notice that occasionally, as he's as Brambles, if you're watching him, has walked through the bar, people are sort of just like stop him and hand them some of their bread. And they hand it more out of like, this guy's had a tough life, type of thing. And Bramble just sort of takes it and munches on it a little as he goes.
If you're going that route, this little elven lady right here will actually be more than generous. I mean, she'll actually order up a plate of food from the bartender and give it to you.
Oh, he's not asking for it. It's just people like look at him and are like, "Oh, this guy needs some help."
Exactly, and she is one of the bleeding heart.
Yeah, I mean, had I made it across to there, but Grelnar is sort of at this table, and hearing him tell tales of combat, Bramble would ask about demons and undead.
A Gralnar.
Gralnar.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me help you guys out here. So part of this is either you guys get together and head off to someplace, or you can start asking around people different things that are maybe tied to your hooks. So some people have information, some people don't. So that's kind of the purpose of this.
I'm happy to sort of substantiate the idea that maybe this death cult is operating out of the ruins by talking to some other people in the inn to see if they know if they've heard about a sort of death cult operating in the area, and then sort of poking and pointing towards the idea of it maybe being the ruins, and does anybody have any information? And that bartender looks very realistic. So maybe we'll go talk to the realistic looking bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I say, if you went to the bar first, yeah, she would have been all talkative. Otherwise, it'd have been the barmaid here, Typhia, that would have served you first. But it's up to you. Okay. So you're going to be asking Salvana?
I can't see her name tag, so yes, that's who I'm asking.
Well, there you go. How about I do this? I'll do her. Now you see her name.
All right.
Yes, it's Salvana that I want to talk to, Brian.
Okay. So she's very friendly, very open. And yeah, that is a real life picture. I think I picked some Hooters girl. So you're welcome, whoever likes that kind of stuff. New fellas in town. What can I get you?
Well, we're just looking for. Told that there might be some cultists in the area. Now, Bryn tends to talk a little bit quieter. She sort of really thinks about the words that she's gonna say before she says them. And then as soon as she sort of thinks about it, she speaks really quickly. She's very engaged in conversations and sort of excited to be involved in the conversations. Just from your guys, just from a backstory perspective, she didn't have a lot of people to talk to in the secluded village, just a lot of other elves. So she's happy to be out in the area. So she takes a couple of seconds to think about her responses, and then she just talks. So in response to that question, she takes a second. And then she says, "Yeah, so we're just looking for some cultists, some activity, some bad guys around here. Maybe, might I say, death cultists? Have you guys have you heard of anything like that out here?"
Well, you get both her attention and the other two patrons here at the bar kind of turn and look at you. And Savannah is the first one that kind of responds with, "A cult? That's ridiculous. Kront follows the teachings of 3. Why would there be a cult here? There's no cults anywhere around here. I'm sure of that. And I'm sure Sister Lenora here probably would know even more than I would." And Sister Lenora is the elven woman that already gave, I guess, names. Gave Bramble a plate of food.
Yeah.
And she, go ahead.
Bramble's just eating the plate of food if it's come out.
Before it gets out of her hand.
Yeah, he kind of like reaches for it, but is like pulling food off of it as he's like putting it down.
Like the kitten?
More or less.
So Sister Lenora will chime in next. Saying, "The villagers of Kront are good people. You won't find any evil here. I can assure you of that. I'm sure that if a cult were really operating in this area, I'd have heard about it. And I would take an action to name a saloon. Of that, you can rest assured. Isn't that right, Brond?" Brond is the other individual right here. Do you guys see his name? Maybe, maybe not.
Underneath
Bramble.
Bramble.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, I don't think so. I mean, other than the kobolds and an occasional argument between a couple of villagers. There's not much crime here. I mean, look, it's Kront. I mean, out in the countryside, maybe, but I haven't heard a word about anything until you guys showed up.
And so Bryn sort of sits back, leans back a little bit and says, well, I think you've taken this the wrong way. I'm not implying here that there are cultists in the midst of the town. Death cultists tend not to wander around banging a drum, saying, hey, 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 we're death cultists. But they would be sort of out in the countryside. So maybe let's attack this from a different angle. Do you have any sort of weird places that you stay away from out in the countryside outside of Kront that's just sort of better left alone? Places where most people just don't head to?
Well, I mean, they're the old ruins that no one really hangs out to. I have no doubt there's probably something out there that you don't hang around. But, I mean, we keep to ourselves. Farming village, don't really travel too far. Most of our news we get of danger comes from merchants that come through town.
And as soon as this is Rond that's speaking, I'm assuming?
Right.
As soon as Rond mentions the ruins, Bryn sort of casts a glance over towards Pharaoh and does a little sort of sly little sort of head nod. Not trying to hide it or anything, but not being overt about it.
Right.
Although if you want me to hide it, I'd love to roll deception this early in the game.
Hide deception to Pharaohs or to Rond?
Well, to the other people. I want Pharaoh to see that basically that head nod is it could be what we're thinking.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. He'll do the little eyebrow raise back, acknowledging.
If you want a deception, I'll let you.
Ashlar reaches down and pulls out his belly button lint. Starts twisting it.
Just to see if anybody else sees it in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're trying to see. Sorry, Rob. You're trying to see if anybody else reacts to what you're asking or what you're saying about
No.
him?
What I'm saying is that I'm putting it together. Pharaoh and I are putting it together, but I want to sort of hide it from everybody else in the room that
Okay.
that's where we're about to head out. Like I don't want to advertise that hey guys, we're all going to the ruins.
I'm with you.
Because if there's a bad guy in there, then they're gonna tip everybody off.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm rolling off screen. Okay. Deception's all out in the open. Okay. Grandma, what are you doing while they're having a conversation with the bartender?
Telling stories.
Telling stories of what?
Back when I was a sergeant in the guard.
Okay. Is this a deception roll or is this a truthful story?
This is a truthful story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm making sure.
Well, I don't know these guys very well. I'm kind of trying to listen in, but I'm not really too focused on them. I'm with my cousin here.
So Dermog is quite a bit older than you. I'd say he's probably got you by at least 100 years. I imagine your dwarf is probably not that much older than 100. Did you specify that?
I did.
How old is he?
And I will tell you, he's young. So.
How young?
Where is it?
I'm going to say Dermog's been in town for at least
75.
75 years. Oh, 75 years. There you go. So
He
would have briefly seen you when you were born. So he doesn't know if you really hurt him or not.
Okay.
Last time he saw you, you were a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems somewhat agreeable that you are who you say you are. You guys share enough, common descriptions of family members and stuff that he can believe that you are who you say you are. And he's seen at the table with two other individuals, one elven lady, which during your conversation will introduce you to her, Ifanaste, and Barrowin. Barrowin is a owner of a local shop here in town. Ifanaste is kind of like a coordinator of the local farmers market. She also has a farm out west of town as well.
All right. I might be hitting up Barrowin and Dermug to see what they have for wares, and especially Dermug. What kind of familial discount I can get, because I'd like to get some plate eventually.
Oh, at his blacksmith shop, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go around the table here, and I'll give you kind of a brief rundown of what they would share with you during the introductions. Barrowin, this individual right here, Barrowin Windarson, he starts telling you tales of how he traveled the world before setting shop in Kront about 10 years ago. He's got a variety of items for sale, in quotes or in parentheses, including anything off the player's handbook. He occasionally has a few common magic items for sale. We'll have to roll on a random table I've got for common magic items. And usually has a couple of potions of healing available to shop as well. Okay. Let's give you a little introduction of Iphanaste. I think I got her open here. Operates the farm west of town of Kront. She also helped organize the Kront's Farmers Market. Her son works here in town. I think Yarf is his name. I think he does something with ointments, oils, herbs, stuff like that. And her husband is deceased. That's
the elf lady?
Yeah, that's the elf lady. She's going to overhear some of the conversation at the bar, and she's going to ask if you're with them, Ralnar.
Okay. And I'll explain, hey, I'm just getting here. I'm just meeting my cousin here for the first time, and I'm up for whatever, but as far as knowing these people, this is my first time as well.
Because she elaborates, I think they're talking about the old keep. She said, I used to collect flowers up by the old keep. And if they're going up there, they need to be careful. I mean, I've seen sightings and tracks of goblins in the ruins. I mean, seems like there's been more every time I go up there. I haven't been up there in a while now, but I have no idea where they're coming from. But it's obvious that there's some kind of going ons up there. I don't know if they're just passing through or plan on setting up shop there. So if they're your friends, I'd warn them.
Is there anything worthwhile in those ruins?
Oh, I doubt it. There's a lot of folk around here that try to keep people from going in them because the old Empire of Narfell, you never know what you're going to find down those ruins. They're better left kept as they are, not disturb them.
Aslar is going to hear some of this and tap on Bryn's shoulder and whisper that I think you need to talk to this woman behind us. She seems to know more about the keep.
Yeah, would those of us sitting at the bar have heard that, all of us, or no?
Well, she's not exactly whispering it to him.
Yeah. So I just whispered that to Bryn to let Bryn know.
Okay. Pharaoh will give a little head tilt over toward the table where Growlnar is and kind of mosey on over and try to listen to what's being said.
Kind of sees you approach, goes, "Oh, hello there, friend. I'm Iphanaste.
Hello. I'm a friend of Growlnar's. How are you? I heard you say something about some ruins hereabouts, or an old tower or something of that sort.
Yeah, it's just the ruins out northwest of here. I heard you guys talking something about them. I was telling Growlnar if you're friends that need to be careful up there. I think there might be goblins in the area.
Goblins, you say? Just goblins, you think? Nothing else?
Well,
no ne'er-do-wells from town hanging out there?
I mean, I didn't get too close. All I saw was maybe some tracks, and I could have swore they were goblin tracks.
Curious.
As a level 2 character, we be saying, oh shucks, just goblins?
How many goblins do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't really stay long enough to count the number of tracks. More than one, I tell you.
Goblins.
Dare I say more than 2?
I like to smash goblins.
And if there are goblins, you'll need a good troop.
I sort of like.
That's where I
smashing
come in.
people.
20% of the take, and I'm with you.
Well, where there's goblins, there's usually a boss in charge of the goblins. That's what I'd be interested in.
If you guys are saying it out loud, then Dermo, no, actually Bearman would. So if you guys are going to try to, take out some baddies, you might want to talk to Percival over there. Who knows? He might be able to reimburse you for your troubles. He's always looking for volunteers to do the dirty work.
He didn't say he had a quest. He had a quest exclamation mark above his head.
Brian, after Bramble's done sort of eating and hearing this, he sees this person sitting in the corner of the bar. He would sort of approach and be like, "Why are you on your own?"
She's ugly.
Ugly. He's sitting by herself, just drinking a beer. Kind of raises like one eyebrow up as she sees you approach. Kind of curls her nose up a little bit. Says, I prefer to drink alone. That's why I'm here, in the corner. Go away.
But why? Everyone else is having a good time. Don't you wish to be with them and have a good time?
Everyone else needs company of others. I don't.
Well, can I tell you a story?
Please don't. Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Bramble would likely still tell this story regardless of how the persuasion plays out, but normal.
She doesn't even answer. She just kind of pulls up her beer and starts drinking it, like not paying any attention to you. So yeah, you can tell your story if you want.
Yeah. So Bramble will just sit on the other side of the bench and start telling a story.
So several minutes into it, she's going to like shout out from the booth, says, "Ron, will you get this guy out of here? He stinks."
Bramble just like lifts his arm and smells and says, "I smell like dandelions and grass."
All right, fella. No need to harass the folk here. I know you don't mean, bad, but Narn likes to be alone. Let's leave her be.
Sorry, what did you say her name was? Narn?
Narin.
Narin, okay.
Here, I'll spell it for you, hopefully. He's basically going to ask you to kind of, leave her be.
Okay. And he kind of like looks down and says, "But it was a really good story," and like just shuffles away.
Here it was. Okay. Back over here. Sorry, was that anything else, Bramble?
No, that's
Okay.
it. I sort of wander to where everyone else is.
Okay. As you walk away, Ron will kind of tell you, says, Narin's not really one for talking. She does kind of sit by herself. Just watch yourself around her. She's not dangerous, but she can be kind of an asshole.
Well, that's why I was talking. It seemed like she didn't want to, but no one should be alone. I've spent a lot of time alone.
Yeah, I can kind of tell.
That's okay. People like my stories. They find it comforting.
I'm sure they do. Why don't you go over there and tell some of those folks your stories?
Bramble will take that literally and begin telling like a story. Do you want me to do a performance?
Who are you telling a story to?
Like the entire table.
I mean, there is a stage over here.
Yeah, Bramble will just like walk on the stage and start like just start into a story. Not even like prepping the room and saying like gather around. He'll just be like, "Ahem."
Give me a performance roll here.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so Barrowin and if on the stage, you got their full attention. Typhia is a barmaid, but she kind of turns towards you, kind of like she's listening as she's serving everybody. And this gentleman turns towards you, sipping a beer, the one in the back, and this old guy back here seemed to pay you no mind at all.
Yeah, I just continue to tell.
I'm sorry, Bramble, what'd you say?
Bramble just continues to tell this story that's sort of like macabre and dark and almost like a horror type tale, a cautionary tale, if you will.
Get a few gasps from the crowd. Kind of like, oh, really? Oh my gosh, that's stupid.
Bramble pays no mind to the haters. He just feels they're unenlightened.
All right, so while the story's going on, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Pharaoh is trying to motion for Bryn to join them at the table with the with Graunar and the others, but I don't know if she responded.
I'm considering whether Bryn is excited about going to fight goblins, because that's not what she's here for.
The question is does Bramble's tale draw you in? Because he's probably speaking about demons and undead. Realistically.
Oh, you mean that specific? Okay. So again, those same three, Percival, Barrowin, and Athanaste, have your undivided attention. Typhia, the barmaid, is trying to pay attention to you, but she's still trying to serve everybody. The two in the back seem to not really care. They're having a conversation amongst themselves.
And I hold up my hand to them, and on the palm of my hand is like a tattooed black star. And I just hold my hand out to them whatever.
The old man that's not paying attention to you?
Yeah, exactly. I don't care if they're not paying attention to me. I just hold it up ugh.
The old man here with a hat and a long piece of straw in his mouth, a point at you and kind of laugh. Look at her, Val. You're the crazy son of a bitch. He got something on his hand. Got a tattoo on his head. Isn't that crazy? All right, so pause on Bramble's thing. So back over this table, someone, I forget who, mentioned that if you're talking about taking out goblins, to talk to Lord Percival over here. Which Dermog would have told Grana at this point that Lord Percival is kind of like the town mayor.
We can head over to go talk to Lord Percival, but I want to know about any activity that's more than just goblins there.
Okay, who are you asking? Rond?
No, that's why I say we could go over and talk to Percival, but when we get there, I want to know if Percival knows if is it just goblins, or is there more there that the goblins might be guarding?
Ah, okay.
Go for it. Ask away. Aslar doesn't like to stay too far, keep Bryn too far out of sight, just in case.
Bryn does not need your protection.
Overly protective, but he's overly protective all the time.
It's like, it's like a little sister I can't get rid of.
Scary elf.
All right, so Percival's sipping his beer and listening to Bramble go on about some scary story about undead.
Ramble. I think it's a Bramble ramble.
Yes, that's right. That's probably why you picked that name, right?
You'll never know.
Greetings, are you merchants coming to town? This is Lord Percival talking. Anyone in particular?
Pharaoh will kind of motion for Bryn to lead the conversation if she's inclined to.
Well, she takes a second. She doesn't answer right away. And then she stands. She's not a close talker, but she stands right in front of you. And she says, well, we've heard that there might be some activity going on up at the ruins. We've heard that there's some goblins there, and while we're not really here for goblins, just wondering if there's been any other activity up there, if the goblins, if they've seen anything else come in and out of there, if they think maybe these goblins are looking for something. We've or not looking for something, guarding something.
The ruins?
Yeah.
Ah, you must have been talking to the Fauna, huh? She keeps going on and on about these goblins up in the ruins. I mean, who cares? The ruins, no one's up there. If there are goblins and they're not taking away anything from us, I'm not worried about the kobolds.
What's with these kobolds? I've heard a couple people mention kobolds are trouble. What kind of trouble?
Well, I mean, we've here recently there's been little buggers have been attacking some of the merchant caravans coming through. That's why I was wondering if you guys were merchant caravans coming through. We haven't seen any in a week or so. But on the old cold road, outlying farms. I mean, it seems like they're starting to turn them into their own personal hunting grounds. I mean, those beasts, they vex me sorely. Yet the villagers, they refuse to recognize the seriousness of the problem. I mean, attacks along the road, I mean, seems like they're growing more frequent over the last few months. Something's stirring them up, I tell you. I mean, if you're not merchantmen, and why do you care about kobolds and goblins?
Well, and again, she sits back for a second. Well, I'm kind of telling you that we don't. We're looking for something bigger. We're looking for something else.
Oh,
We're looking for cultists, but they wouldn't necessarily show themselves. There's something nefarious going on outside
cultists, you say? Ah, so you must be adventurers here. But cultists, do you know something I don't?
I don't know if I wouldn't classify myself as an adventurer. I'm on a very specific task here.
Cultists, you say? I mean, is it serious? What do you know? Should I be concerned? Here? Of course not. Monstrous.
There's been reports, witnesses have seen a small group of cultists traveling towards Kront about a year ago. And this was quite some time ago. They may have passed through, but we fear that there's a secret cult. Have you ever heard the name Kalerel before?
Oh boy! Now you got to hold on. I got to read.
Yeah, well, if you're going to make me go there, Brian, I'm going to start getting specific.
That's fine. This is good. I got to start pulling everybody up and see what they know.
While you're doing that, Pharaoh would also ask, how long ago did the kobold problem start? Did it coincide with these cultists passing through the area?
I think he said it's been about a month. Is that what he said? Let me go back and look at his notes again.
Oh, I didn't catch the time frame.
It says attacks along the corridor have grown more frequent over the last few months.
Okay.
And I think Brim would have shared that her information said these cultists have been spotted within the last year. Is that right?
Yep. Year ago,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. The old man in the back got a straw hat and a long. Is that a pipe? I can't. Is it a pipe or a piece of straw in his mouth? Just go on. The cold road. Really?
You're going robot on us there a little
we
bit.
did, Brian.
I'm sorry. That's because he talks in such a weird accent. I can't do it, I guess, without being a robot. Kobolds, bandits on the road? The code road, really? Hadn't heard. You know what? It must be redcaps. Yeah, definitely redcaps. I heard they slip out of the Feywild every so often, cause mischief, but I haven't heard about any. Well, I never heard about them around here. Are you sure it was redcaps?
Hold on, you old geezer. Hold on. What you said they slip out of the Feywild? Is that what you said, old man?
Yeah, everybody knows that, right? Redcaps come from the Feywild, come out here and kind of raise all kind of mischief, and then pop back into their place where they came from. Did you say kobolds? Really? Not kobolds.
Yeah, I would do an insight check on him, but I think he believes that that's what that is. He's not lying to us. He's just an idiot. There's no check for being an idiot.
Is a red cap a thing we would know, Brian, what it is? Or this is just some phrase the old man's using?
Being is how you're all level 2. Everybody give me like a history or an arcana check. Wow. Come on, one person's got to fail. One person's got to fail. Come on, Kev. You can do it. Kev, are you not here for this?
Maybe Kev can't do it.
I thought
Okay,
it was
yeah.
Ferdinand.
Yeah, all of you guys have heard of red caps before. This is Brian going off memory. I'm pretty sure they do come from the Feywild, and Bryn would know that for sure. And definitely Bramble.
Wow.
Yeah,
You can tell
they
us all
do
about
come
him.
from the Feywild. I will
Yeah.
confirm that.
Is that what you're trying to insight?
No, because I figured there's nothing to insight. No, I wasn't trying to insight what a red cap was. I think
Okay.
I think he is. I think he's Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, he's
He
an
thinks-
older
He
gentleman.
thinks they are red caps, but they're likely not.
He drinks his own Kool-Aid, is what we're saying.
Everybody else told us that they were potentially kobolds, and one guy's saying red caps.
You're not quite sure if you can. That'd be an insight check, not a history. But you rolled high enough on the history. I'm gonna allow it. You're not sure if he knows what the hell he's talking about.
That's what I'm telling you.
To which, well, I'll stay on this crazy old man first because you guys were also talking about cults. He said that word around him as well. Cults? You mean like death cult or something? Wow. Wouldn't that be something to see? You think they sacrifice people to like the Raven Queen or some foul demon? Where'd you say these sacrifices were happening?
And immediately, Bryn shoots a glance towards him and says, "Not to the Raven Queen."
Oh, well, regardless, if you find them, can I go see? I'd love to see that before I die. That'd be awesome. What do you think, Val? I can go look at Val's sheet. Val Throne! Gentleman over here. Let me change it where you can actually see his name now. It's up now. Set it. Save settings. Where is Valthrune's sheet? All right, just calm down, Island. Calm down. So, all right, lots of things here. You guys talking about cults. You're talking about, demons. You're talking about kobolds. Old man here talking about red caps. I mean, where do you want me to start? I mean, cults? I mean, there hasn't been a honest to goodness evil cult in or around Kront in, 100 years or so.
What's going on in the ruins is really the question at hand here.
Oh, you're talking about the old ruins out north of town, right? The ancient keep. Well, let me tell you. Come on in, fellas. And Eileen's like, oh, here we go.
Because
Bramble
we
jumps
kind of
off
at
the
this
stage
point,
at
Brian, we want to hear some of the history of the keep because I think, and this is meta, I think if we hear the history of the keep, if there is evidence that it has been a keep involving demons or devils or undead, then that's speaking for Bryn, that's going to be enough for her to say, yep, that's where I want to start.
Right. All right. Okay, come on in, fellas. Let me tell you what I know. It says the keep. It was built during the height of the old empire. Some sort of watchtower. I can't recall what for, but some think it was a guard against the Knoll marauders. But I don't think that's right. Whatever. The keep outlived its usefulness. It's been a ruin since before I was born. Probably a goblin lair by this time, as some of the folks are talking about. But you've whetted my curiosity. I tell you, I need to go to my tower. I need to look through my library. And the next time you see me, I'm gonna know more because I have lots of info about that. I haven't read it in 10, 20 years. Like I said, you piqued my curiosity.
The DM in me says, how long does she need to read it? Because we're going to obviously have to go look for kobolds.
Give me, I don't know, maybe this tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll probably work on it tonight. And yeah, meet me here tomorrow morning, 8:00 after the third rooster crows, and I'll share with you what I find.
Bramble would also ask him, do you know anything about a black star? Is that in your books?
Black Star. I don't know, but I'll read. I'll find out. I'll see if there's anything in there about tied with the ancient keep and the Black Star. Yes, that sounds quite menacing, quite adventurous, quite Interesting. Yes, I shall also do the research. Carry to what I know in the morning.
Wonderful.
We shall drink until then.
Aslar has ordered 8 pints for himself and 1 for each of the patrons of the bar.
Okay. All right, so Gralnar, are you doing any more asking around about where this artifact might have gone or where this individual that owns the artifact might have gone to?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask if anybody's seen I can't remember his name. Duvenstall.
Duvenstall. Okay. So I'm laying down the hooks and no one's biting on that one.
No, I'm gonna be checking.
Okay, so who
I'll
are you
ask
asking?
the wizard there if he knows or has seen Duvenstall and
The wizard.
And,
Who's the
well, I
wizard?
don't know. The guy with the beard there, I didn't know what he was, but
The old dude?
yeah, he seems like a wizardy type.
The Amish wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've been paying attention, he's the one that seems kind of like borderline senile, cuckoo. You can
Amish
ask him if you want.
Gandalf.
Sounds like a wizard to me.
All right, you're going to ask him
But
about
yeah,
Duvenstall.
and I'll go back and talk to Efaniste and
Okay.
Heroin too.
All right, let's start with Duvenstall first. You're asking, I'm not Duvenstall, with Aelian the Old is his name or his nickname around town. Duvenstall, you know Duven? Well, I always wonder what happened to him. He had questions about the old burial site. I thought a dragon might be buried there. I thought it was probably just old trash heap, but he wouldn't hear of it. No, sir. Well, of course, I gave him directions to the place, I'm something of a historian here, Everyone knows it. Oh, yes. Duven. Well, he took my directions, and let's see. Well, you know what? I haven't seen him since, I don't know, it's been at least 3 or 4 weeks. Man, I do hope he's all right.
And where is that? Where did you give him directions to?
He kind of points in a general direction, down yonder beyond so-and-so's farm and through the so-and-so thicket beyond the valley of the blah, blah, blah. I'll write you a little map if you want.
I would appreciate that. We
I
might
normally
have to go and
charge
check
for such a treasure to the folks around here, but I like the way you look, mister.
Understood.
You got a pretty mouth. So I'm gonna make you a map nice and pretty.
Nice.
You don't want that. You don't want that, Don.
So he starts kind of patting himself around in his pockets, everything. Says, "Got a piece of paper?
I've got
You got something to write with? I'm not writing this in blood,
I've got a map.
Anyone? You got a map?
I'll hand him my big, my strip map from, that's how I was getting from Fent to 2 stars and then to Kron.
Okay, he'll turn it over. So you got something I can write with?
Yeah, I'll give him a pen, I guess. I don't know.
That comes in a backpack, huh?
Yeah.
What color is the pen? Is it a Sharpie?
Yeah.
It's a big
Quill.
pen. And if you chew on the cap, you're okay because it's got a hole in it, so you won't suffocate.
Big old chunk of charcoal. It's like, all right, this will do. Kind of takes his fingers and rubs it across the lead portion of it and starts drawing it with his finger. It makes you kind of a crude map, kind of show the general structures along the path of how to get there. So right there, and he kind of puts a big X. Right there. That's where they say the old dragon site is. Old dragon burial site. It's a bunch of hogwash, I tell you, but that's what the old trappers used to tell me. Never been there myself, but that's where it is, I tell you.
Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to check on him. I'll be sure to check on him.
I'm sure he'll appreciate it too. And I'll appreciate it. How long's he been gone now? Oh, it's only been a couple days, right? Oh, I'm sure he's fine. Let me see if Valthorn, since he's standing there, knows anything else about this dude as well. Am I giving you guys enough hooks?
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, island dragon burial site? Really? I mean, I've heard there's some place southwest there, the ancient dragon, but he turns to you. I've got no firsthand knowledge of truth of such legends. All it is just old wives' tales. I'm sorry, Island, but I don't buy this one bit. Don't waste your time, fellas. Okay. Any other questions you guys have for the three here? We roll through them again, see if anything else that got brought up that would trigger another one. Nothing from him. Nothing from him. Nope, nothing from him. Okay, those three are all out of information for you guys. So, Grondar, you said you were also going to ask the same question at Fonaste if you hear anything about Duvenstall. Is that right? Grondar? That's you, Don.
Say it again.
Are you going to ask Fonaste like the same thing? Anything about Duvenstall or something else?
Oh yeah. Ask him about the. I'll ask him about the map as well, and if they have heard anything about that, and also if they're familiar with, or if they know where Duvenstall is, could be.
All right. So if Fonaste will share that she remembers someone by that name being in town, never really had much interaction with him. So she probably wouldn't be able to the best person to ask about where he might be or what happened to him, anything. And you're showing her the map that the old man just made you?
Yeah.
And she looks at it for a minute, kind of studies it like she's trying to figure out what the hell it is. Because I mean, it's hard to tell from his scribbling, but I think this is an old trapping site. I've never heard of any dragon burial site.
Okay. And where is that? To the south?
Yeah, kind of south and west.
So like towards Mucklestones, between Mucklestones and Two Stars?
His map didn't go as far as the forest.
Okay, so it's close. Okay.
Yeah, relatively speaking.
Yeah. All right.
Let me just scroll through all the guys. See if there's anything else that will be shared as you guys are making around to asking all kinds of questions. Bearwin, did you guys say anything about the kobolds around him, the shopkeeper? I'll assume you have at this point.
I think he brought up the kobolds.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
yeah, either him or Rond. I can't remember which one.
I think it might have been Ron because this information doesn't sound like something I shared with you guys. So Bearwin, the shopkeeper, says, "Oh, I see you've heard about our kobolds." No, not really ours, really, but they seem to have made a habit of harassing merchants on the cold road. And yeah, I mean, this was once just kind of a minor annoyance, but it's come really kind of a pain in the ass here lately because I can't get my supplies in. I mean, getting fewer and fewer travelers. I'm getting fewer and fewer supplies, and profits are going down. I mean, it's making a hard time on me, and the town. Yeah, the town, of course, place was literally, I mean, I remember a place I went to not too long ago, Clover Marsh, many years ago. Place was crawling with kobolds because people there refused to drive them away. Just wonder how long the kobolds how long before they grow brave enough to maybe take on this village itself. I don't know. So lots of things being dropped by kobolds here. I'm sorry, Rob.
Yeah. Sounds like the townsfolk should get a crew together to take care of these kobolds.
Sounds like the DM hates kobolds.
Racism.
Level 1 or 2 adventure guys. There's not a whole lot of choices.
Durgar.
Charlene Dragon.
Percival will approach one of you guys during this talk about kobolds and everything else around here. But you guys never actually admitted to being adventurers, right? Is that a correct
Right.
statement?
Right.
Well, Bryn
Yeah.
didn't, but anybody else can.
Is anybody else going to offer that up, or are you going to keep that on the down low?
Yeah, Asalar will say, you know what? I crush things for money.
Yeah, and so would Gralnar. He'd be like, I'm new in town. I'd get in on that action.
So if you guys say that out loud, then Percival will make a beeline for both you guys. Says,
More money for booze.
if you truly are adventurers, then I could definitely use your help. So these kobolds, I mean, I've got it on good authority from classified sources that the kobold lairs somewhere in a general vicinity. He kind of pats himself on his chest like he's got something in his pocket. Says, if you guys agree to help me out with my problem, I mean, I could pay you. Let's say you 100 gold pieces for the job. And I'll show you where I believe they're layered at. You take care of the problem, I take care of you.
That's
Asalar
100
happily
each,
kill for
correct?
money.
I didn't catch everybody's talk at the same time. Gary, you go first.
Oh, Asalar like to kill for money.
Good. Like to hear that. And Gralnar, or is that also you talking?
Yeah, I said, is that 100 each?
Oh, no, I can't afford that. No, 100 gold pieces for the job. You're level 2.
What is this level 2 shit you keep talking about?
It's a secret society of adventurers, I heard.
Sounds
Real powerful guys. They call themselves level 2. Surely you're as adventurous as them. Now you're free to take whatever loot you may find in the kobold lair. He kind of says that kind of off the cuff, kind of quietly. I mean, even if it's like former property of some of the Krantz villagers here, I'm okay with that. But 100 gold pieces. What do you say?
Man.
If we can get a couple of others assist us, that'd be great. It's always nice to have somebody that could heal us if we get hurt.
How many of you are? It's 100 gold pieces. So 5 of you, 500. Makes no mind to me. 100 gold pieces is what I got to offer.
Pharaoh will come over. So Gralnar, what's your name? What's the big guy's name? Azalir?
Asalar.
Oh, gotcha. I'll tell you what, let's make a deal. I'll help you out with the kobolds. When we're done with that, you help me go check out the ruins. I could use a little extra muscle just in case things get hairy up there with the goblins.
I'm in.
Sounds like a good time, actually.
Sounds like fun to me.
Pharaoh will look back over his shoulder at Bryn and kind of raise an eyebrow. What do you think?
No, I'm gonna stay at the inn.
Time to split the party. What's Bramble up to?
Aslar, I think you should stay at the inn too.
Well, Asalar wants to have fun. But okay.
Perhaps we should wait for the wizard type guy to come back so we can get that information first.
Yeah, Gralnar, I'm not familiar with this guy. Can you tell me a little bit more about him? What's your connection to him?
The wizard?
Yeah. I heard you mention or ask about him, but I don't really know why you're interested.
I think Wayne, he's referring to the dude who was going to go back and read about the history of the.
Oh, Valthrin. I thought you meant. Aren't you looking for somebody else?
Yeah, the Duvenstall.
Oh, Duvenstall.
Which is
I thought he was a wizard.
He was a white-haired guy too.
And why are you looking for him? I guess that's what Pharaoh was asking.
Oh, he has something I might want.
Okay. So we should wait to hear more from Valthrin. Is that what?
Let me lay it out for you guys. You got basically 4 choices right now, 4 hooks. You can, one, go look for this kobold lair that Lord Percival supposedly has a map to where they're located. Two, you can go search for this burial site you got from the old dude that Ifanase says is a old trapping, hunting trap place. That's where supposedly Duvan Stall was looking for this dragon burial site. Third one is go to the ruins of where there's been sightings per Ifanase of goblins, although I don't think anyone else has seconded that or verified that. Or you can hang out for the night and wait for Volthune to come back in the morning.
Bramble would be all about the burial site.
Bryn would be all about the burial site too, because she might get to learn about death cultists, but she also might get to destroy some undead.
And are any of these at a line where we could just like hit one after the other, or are they all in separate directions?
Well, you'd have to.
Yeah, we
Go
don't know
ahead.
what the kobold layer is, I guess, right?
Yeah, I
think
heard
that-
you got.
I think the kobold is just go pretend that you're sheep out on the road and let the kobolds come attack.
No, he knew where the layer was, he said.
Stupid layer.
Percival said he knew where he thought the layer was.
Well, someone asked him, is it en route to the keep where the undead is?
I mean, at this point, he would have shared, like, I've got information. He pats himself on the chest again, like he's got something in his pocket. So I can share the location of where they've been rumored to be, but I got to know that you're in it. Are you taking the job or not?
Yeah,
The dragon,
I'll
the
go take
graveyard?
care of some
Yeah.
kobolds.
No,
Right,
the kobolds and the burial grounds are two different things.
Oh,
Yeah, he'll give the map out to whoever volunteered to say, yeah, I'll go ahead and take it. And if you guys compare that map with the scratchings from the old man, they appear to be in two different locations. They're not the same per just superficial looking at both these maps.
And the kobold layer does not appear to be north of town, where in the vicinity of the ruins, as far as we
Correct.
can tell. Okay.
Both the kobold lair and the dragon burial site are kind of to the south of the village, where the ruins are more to the northwest.
Bramble sort of says, "Well, I can speak for all of us. We've all killed kobolds, but how many of us have found dragon bones?" And I look at
Crush
all of
dragon
them. Can you crush dragon bones? I'm
Mhm.
sure you can. You can crush any type of bones. Have you found a bone you cannot crush? You look very strong.
Oh, not yet.
That sounds like a challenge for you. And like, I'm sure you're half Goliath, right?
I'm full Goliath.
Oh, you're full Goliath. So literally, I'm like 3 feet tall. I reach up and I like go to give you a like punch on the shoulder, but I end up like punching you in the side of your thigh. Like, get him, champ.
Oh, funny little man. I like him. Brent, I like Bramble. We keep him.
And I look to Growlnar and say, wouldn't that be the best story of how you came across a dragon burial and there were bones and you single-handedly excavated it and brought the bones back to the people for glory?
Aslar could carry the head.
You could wear the head.
Oh, I get to wear the head.
Didn't say what head you get to wear, but yeah.
And I look to Pharaoh and say, dragon bones burial plot. There's going to be magic.
I'm willing to check it out.
So it sounds like almost everybody is on board with the burial site being the hook you go with first. Is
All
anybody
right.
opposed to that?
Is Bryn on board with that?
Yeah, I said I would go to the burial site.
Okay. Yeah, Pharaoh is not going to be. He's not going to be the lone wolf on this one. He'll go along with the group.
Grolmo, you're okay with that as well?
Yep. Yep. That's just fine.
All right. So next question is: are you guys going to head out there like tonight? Like I said, I think it's around. I said around 5 or 6 o'clock when you're at the tavern. So you probably got another hour or so of daylight. Or are you going to wait till the morning?
Burial site at night. Or we can stay and drink. I'm good with that too.
Night, because the star's not watching. Or maybe it is.
Your decision, guys.
You honestly want to go there at night?
Well, you sneak up on them.
Says the
Because
one
they're
has dark
sleeping.
vision. I forget. Does Goliath have dark vision?
No.
They do not.
Dwarfs do.
Okay.
Dwarfs do. He doesn't care.
And then I think Pharaoh says human, unless he has something special. He doesn't have dark vision. I'm not trying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just pointing out the obvious to everybody.
He has the light cantrip, but that's it. No darkness.
Bramble would be oblivious to the fact that people do not have dark vision.
Dark vision isn't the be all end all. Dark vision still means we're all going to have disadvantage on attacks.
Yeah.
No,
Because
you don't have disadvantage on
Because
attack.
dark light is dim light, and you have dark
Oh.
is dim, and you have disadvantage in dim light.
Be on ranged or like perception stuff.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say not for melee.
And all Asalar knows is if he listens to Bryn, he gets in less trouble.
No, there's not disadvantage. I thought we talked about that before with your character before, Rob.
Yeah.
There's not disadvantage on range attack. It's just disadvantage on perception.
In dim light?
Yeah, you can still see. You just can't like make out details.
All right.
All right. So decision time, guys. You guys want to go tonight? You want to wait in the morning?
I'm game
For which?
to go.
Does anybody not want to go tonight?
Well, how long's the walk? How long's the walk? That would be the other question.
Can we get there and back before morning, or is it like?
Per the map, Percival Drew talking maybe with Valthrun or some other locals. You figure it's probably about an hour walk to get to where he's got on the map.
Oh, that's not bad. So like maybe 3 or 4 miles.
That'd be right about the time it starts getting dark.
Yeah. Maybe we should eat and drink and have a good time and sleep till morning.
We can do it now. If you guys want to go out now, and I mean, we've got that dude is going to tell us sometime tomorrow morning what he found out about the ruins.
Oh.
So if you guys want to have an adventure, let's go have an adventure.
Let's go have an adventure.
Do
Let's do it.
Everybody in agreement? You going out tonight?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's see here. So let's establish for the first time in this campaign, what is your general marching order? So let's just put it on this map and I'll drag and drop you when the time comes. Let's have you from here to here. What's your marching order?
Gralnar will be up front.
Asalar took a spot up front too, so you guys decide if you want to be side by side, or behind each other.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yep.
Just missing where Bryn wants to be.
Yeah, I don't know where Bryn wants to be. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So, and who has the map?
Who gave us the map to the burial ground? I didn't catch that.
It was Percival.
Oh, Percival
the
gave us
town
that
mayor.
one too. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I didn't
Oh, the
know.
old man gave you the scratchy map that went to the. Oh wait a minute.
He gave
Sorry.
us
Yeah.
the burial ground.
Yeah, he gave you the burial site. Yeah, the Percival gave you the one to the Cobalt lair.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so the old man.
I had one. I think it was the Cobalt layer.
Okay, so who's?
the Cobalt layer? Percival wouldn't give it to us.
No, you guys said you would take
He
the
let us
job,
see
so he
it.
gave you the map.
Oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
let us see it.
I missed that part. Sorry.
So who has the old scribbly map from the old man?
Me.
Ronlar does. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the one making survival checks.
Okay.
Ronlar-
Survival.
You still cool with that? Because you're trying to interpret the map as to the layout of the land.
Well,
Knowing
Okay.
that, would you rather give the map to somebody else?
yeah, somebody that could. Yes, definitely. Somebody has a much better survival than me.
Aslar's a 3. So
Doesn't necessarily have to be someone in front.
Yeah, you can talk to us.
So who's got it?
Bramble's just like he just holds the map upside down and looks at it.
Is anybody here
Well, I'll take
proficient
it.
in survival? Let's put it that way. Make
I'm
it
not
simple.
mad. I'm a 3.
I'm proficient in survival too.
Okay,
Well,
so
somebody
whoever,
take it.
whoever has the map, give me a survival check. To see how you do on interpreting the map.
You're higher than me, Gary.
Okay, I'll take it.
You guys,
It's the
you
eighth
guys
time.
walk. You guys walk for about an hour, and you give me a perception roll. All right, you can stop. HLR, you're pretty sure you walked by that same tree more than once.
Hey guys, we gotta try this again. I might have got us lost.
So it's not been an hour. It is now dark. So those of you that don't have dark vision, well, I'll say it's dim light. You got moonlight out, so it's not dark like you're in a cave. It is dim light for everybody. Okay, Aslo, if you're continuing to interpret,
Try.
give me another survival check.
Perhaps somebody could give him a hand.
This time he doesn't need it. All right. So this time you're pretty sure you discovered your mistakes the first time around, and you haven't seen the same tree more than once during this next hour. Da-da-da. Now, everyone, give me a perception roll this time for real. It's not on site, so I just gave it away. It's based on sound. Missing one still? Who hasn't rolled?
I think.
Sorry, that
Yeah.
was me.
Yeah, Bramble.
Okay. Bryn and Wayne, whether you share it so everybody else is up to you. But as you guys approach a certain tree line, you can hear the sounds of what sounds like miners' picks, maybe shovels, along with various kind of shouts in a foreign language.
Roro.
But you can't see anything. You hear this. It's just beyond a row of trees that are kind of blocking your vision of where the sound's coming from.
As the language, Brian?
Sorry?
We don't recognize the language?
1 second. Let me check. Well, you know what? I bet you one of you do. I just got to double check what this thing is.
That's an interesting question because would you, even if you didn't understand it, I think people would recognize it.
Remind me. Never mind, he is. So, Bramble.
I put my languages in chat, Brian, just so you've got it.
Okay, thank you.
In addition
No,
to
you don't understand it, but Bramble does. It's shouts in Gnomish.
Oh.
Hmm.
What do they say?
It's more like shouts of direction, like no, this way. What are you doing, stupid? No, like this.
I would stop the party and be like, someone's giving directions over there.
How can you tell? What are they saying?
They speak. You know how like we understand each other? I understand what they're saying. And sometimes I talk to other people with it. I don't know how to explain this.
You could just tell me they're speaking gnomish, and there's probably gnomes over there.
Good point. Yes, there may be gnomes or dragons that speak gnomish. I can't quite tell.
Well, they're swinging picks from what I can hear, based on sounds coming from over through the trees.
What kind of gnomes? Because there are good gnomes and there are bad gnomes.
And garden gnomes.
I rolled a 7 perception, guys. Let's put this into perspective that I'm not picking up on the dialect of gnomish here. Just being real. Bramble just says, like an 8-ball, uncertain. He goes, well, they don't sound dead. Dead things normally sound.
I say we just go up and make ourselves known and see what they're up to. I mean, they're just gnomes.
Would you like? I mean, I can always yell out in gnomish, or are we going to be sneaky?
Pharaoh will turn to the rest of the party. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Maybe we can get closer. That way, if we want to attack, we can.
Well, realistically speaking, do we have any reason to just assume these guys are bad guys?
Well, that was sort of Pharaoh's point. If they're and they're not trying to hide themselves, they're obviously making a lot of noise.
My thought is they're excavating the dragon bones.
Yeah, that seems the logical conclusion.
So why don't we approach and talk to them?
Yep. I'm in favor.
And then enslave them to do the rest of the work.
Oh, no. Wait, hold on now.
Kidding.
Okay, so is everybody in agreement? You're just going to kind of approach them and no, not sneaky, not assassinate.
We shouldn't wait to watch them a little bit, see what happens.
You can't see them. All you heard them.
And I'm not super stealthy.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are, probably, except for maybe Bramble.
Yeah, just to recap, you guys didn't see anything. You heard like the sounds of like picks and shovels and shouts. And Bramble's the only one that could interpret because no one else speaks Gnomish, I'm assuming. You know, when I speak Gnomish would hear of one gnome voice kind of shouting instructions.
And I'll relay to the group that there seems to be one person in charge.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go forward and meet them, see what they're up to.
Okay. Sticking with the same marching order like that?
It is not a frontline meet and greet. So Bryn always, and you guys know this from Monster Hunters, always stands back.
That's fine. Pharaoh doesn't need to be last. He just wanted to be somewhere in the middle or toward the end. So either way.
Yeah, Bramble will just be in the middle, presumably assuming that Asalar makes a good enough hiding spot if shit hits the fan.
We could probably all hide behind Asalar.
Everyone get behind the big ass. There's the first one. Or maybe the second one. I don't know if someone's already done it.
I was listening. Just because I was peeing doesn't mean I wasn't listening.
All right. So like I said, it was through a row of trees. So Asalar and Gralnar, you'll be the first ones to see this as you kind of make your way out of the tree line. From this vantage point, you can see what looks to be not necessarily a crater, but like a big dig site out before you. You can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people carrying various, pickaxes and shovels and digging around. And you can see there's one small little fellow in green outfits and it's kind of hard to miss Acelar. I don't need for a perception check, and you weren't trying to be stealthy.
You said people?
People, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people carrying like different like pickaxes and shovels, like workers basically.
Okay, but not gnomes. That's
No.
what I'm asking.
No,
Okay.
those all look to be normal sized people. Only one small individual on the other side of the, I guess, the hole or dig site or crater, whatever it is in the ground here. And as he stops barking orders, he sees the big, I guess, Goliath walking through the tree line. He says, "Hail there! Where are you guys from? You're not here to like rob me or anything, right? Please."
Bramble will poke his head out from behind Aslar and say in Gnomish, "No, we just heard you guys and wanted to know what was going on."
Well, how many of you are? How many are with you? Is there more back there?
Bramble looks around, and I assume Bryn's hiding in the tree line.
I don't know that she's hiding so much as she's sort of standing back. She likes to try to use the shadows, but she's not a stealthy kind of.
Cool. So Bramble will look and like point at each one of them and be like, and then point at himself and look at his fingers, be like, 5.
Oh, well, come on in, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you guys see any of the kobolds? I heard there's like kobolds in the area. Just can't be too careful, you know. That's why I'm just kind of nervous seeing some folks walking out of the tree line.
We had heard
kobold.
We had heard about the kobolds too, but I think we all look pretty not koboldy. Wouldn't you agree?
So from what I can see, yeah. I mean, you can see from us. I'm not a kobold. Look at me. I'm just No, not me. Like just.
And Bramble goes, "Of course, I can tell you're a gnome, and plus you're speaking gnomish. I've never met a kobold that speaks gnomish."
At this point, once he saw Acelar, he would have switched to speaking in common, assuming that Acelar wasn't going to speak gnomish at this point. So, well, I mean, if he looks at Acelar again, you guys are. I guess you know what you're doing out here. Hey, I'm out of a job. I could use some fellas like you. I mean, you never know when kobolds might show up. So, I mean,
what are you actually doing out here? What are you digging for? Dragon bones?
Well, and he kind of looks around nervously at the rest of the guys. Oh, what the hell? I mean, if you're gonna kill me, you're gonna kill me. I've heard rumors of this place, you know, from ancestors. There was a old ancient dragon buried here, so I figured I'd just see what could happen, and I'm gonna dig until I find something, and maybe make it rich. And like I said, I could use help like you guys, because no offense to you fellas, he looks at all the other guys. You're not gonna be much help against some kobolds, but these guys, look at them. Look at them. Got a dwarf. You got a Goliath. I mean, your little my fellow gnome friend, and I can't see your other 2 fellows. Like they're back in the tree. You said there's 5 of you, right?
If I can count, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean no harm. He holds his hands up. Says, "Come on in. I mean, I'll be happy to show you. I mean, finders keepers, right? It's mine. You can't take it."
What are you trying to find? What are you finding?
He kind of points one hand down into the center of the crater here. Says, "I've already found a little bit. I mean, if I keep digging, I'm sure I'll find more. If you stick around, I could pay you."
A little bit of what?
Dragon bones. I told you. He kind of holds
Oh.
up one like dragon tooth he's got in his hand, as big as his hand.
And sorry, what was your name again?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Agrid. Agrid, what's yours?
My name's Bramblefjord Timbers.
Brambleford Timbers. And he bows. Nice to meet your acquaintance.
So,
he kind of starts stepping up towards you guys.
So what do you do with these dragon bones? I've heard there might be, and I look around, some undead.
You say it again?
Undead.
No, man, what was the full question?
Oh, he just goes, "I heard there might be some undead in this area."
Really? I mean, there's dead. He kind of holds the tooth up again. I haven't seen any undead. Have you guys?
And what do you do with these dragon bones and teeth?
Well, if you get lucky enough, you find some that are magical. But even if they're not magical, I can sell them. They're worth lots of money to the right people.
Well, it sounds like we should be your protection then.
Well, come on down, then. I'm sure there'd be enough money to go around. You hear all the other guys with the picks. Oh, come on, man. That's not taking out of my cut.
No, there's plenty of money. He just said so.
And sorry, Brian, what was the guy's name?
Agrid, Agrid. And Rob.
Yeah, I pretty much know your answer, Brian.
Okay, all right. So, are you guys still approaching? You guys waiting back in the tree line? What are you doing?
I'll approach.
I'm still waiting in the tree line.
I'll hang back by Bryn as well. But Groundar, aren't you actually looking for somebody who's supposed to be here at this site?
Oh, was he at this site? I'll come up then.
Am I wrong? Is that wrong?
No, yeah. Wayne remembered. Did not.
Yeah, Pharaoh is kind of scratching his head. Hey, aren't we looking for some old guy who's supposed to be here?
Oh yeah. And I'll start going up and looking at each one of them.
All right, so Pharaoh and Brandon, you guys staying back in the tree line. Bramble, are you staying where you are? Or are you coming closer as well to talk to your gnome buddy here? Your new gnome buddy.
I'm gonna keep talking to the gnome guy to try and like suss things out, find out a bit more about him and what he's seen here.
I'm with you, but I'm just saying, are you approaching him or are you staying far back where you guys are shouting at each other?
No, I'll approach, but how many other gnomes do I see working this pit? Or are they all gnomes?
Most of them, 1, 2, 3, I'll say 4 or 5 of them are like in workers like robes, kind of like got something over their head to keep their heads from getting wet or whatever. Other 2 appear to be in regular breeches and shirts, no hoods. But they're all
we're not on the map, right, Brian?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I was asking if you guys are approaching or not.
So there's 6 workers and then this guy?
Here, let me do it this way. I'm going to assume this is where you guys are based on what you told me. So let's switch maps. It's going to be this map. And let's see if I set this one up right. Is it all black?
Nope.
Nope, we see.
Okay. All right. So I placed you guys based on what you told me about approaching and staying back and whatever. So this is the little gnome dude that's been talking. And you can see your other tokens of the workers.
Okay.
And are these guys armored?
For the tokens they are, so that's meta knowledge, damn it.
Okay.
But to you, they look like regular workers, just not with hoods.
Mm.
And I'll say you can even see like maybe like a little chainmail on their chest.
Okay. Now I'm going to keep a close eye on those 2.
Bramble will approach Agrid and be like, "Can I go stand in the pit?"
You want to stand in the pit? Why?
Well, I just want to look. I've never seen dragon bones before.
Give me a persuasion check, Bramble.
Sure. Why isn't it? There we go.
Just be careful. Don't step on any of the bones. Yeah. I mean, go ahead. He kind of steps aside.
Bramble will go sort of move to the middle of the pit and like carefully avoiding the dragon bones as requested, but like examine everything in the pit, kind of where they're digging, to see if he sees anything.
Okay. Let me read for a second. And this bandit just walking in and looking around, Give me a perception roll.
Whoa. Better at investigation, but sure.
You see some dragon bones,
Mm.
half buried. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Just standing back, watching.
Yeah, Ashlar is
Yep.
just watching Bramble and paying attention to everyone around him.
Also, I'm going to be looking for Duvenstall. From what I understand, he looks like.
You're just looking for him. You didn't ask anybody about him, right?
Correct.
Okay. Give me a perception roll. Nope. You seem to be like concentrate on this. You think there's a bug on Asalar's ass, getting ready to bite him.
All right.
He goes, "Come on, guys! Bramble, what'd you find down there?"
He's looking very carefully. He's like, I'm still looking. I touch one of the dragon bones that I can see that's half exposed.
Okay. You feel a gritty bone on your fingers. And let's get this party
Nice.
started.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Oh man, I forgot to set up my initiative thing for all these guys. Yay! First encounter. That's always fun.
Playing on one screen is so much tougher.
Yeah, it sucks.
You know what sucks even worse? Not having any of your token actions ready to go for your first encounter of your new campaign.
Only you had time.
Well, I had thought about putting it in. Okay, everybody in?
Yep.
Dang it. I really got to get that squared away. Well, that's how we learn, right? Learn from the mistake of others or our own mistakes. That's how all this shit happens. Okay, so as you reach down to touch a bone, Bramble, you all see an arrow fly out of this tree over here, if I'm on the right layer, over here at Bramble,
Sorry, could you ping that again?
over to the right,
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I had to zoom out.
that tree line there,
At
an
Bramble.
arrow at Bramble. Look at that awesome attack. He should have been advantage, so one more. There we go. That's more like it. Oh shit! 9
Fakey.
plus 8.
Now, Brian, how deep is this hole?
Hmm?
How deep
This
is
is
this hole?
Right here is where it's steep. Everything else is a gradual recess down.
Brian,
Sorry,
I thought
I
we
thought-
decided we were going to roll for crit, not take max value anymore.
That was
Did we
for
decide
that.
that in session 0?
That was for that special stuff, wasn't it? For like
Oh,
sneak
okay.
attack and smite and all that.
Okay. I just have to rechange my. I thought that was for everything.
Oh, my fault.
I'll rechange my stuff.
I apologize for not making that clear. So it's 9
Oh,
plus
ouch.
8, 17.
I'm down.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
Session 1. Okay, Pharaoh. You now see the guy that's in the tree because once he shoots, he becomes visible.
I'm gonna firebolt his ass.
And you're obviously within range, I'm assuming. You probably got crazy range with that.
Yeah, 120 feet, and I just measured. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's there. He is. I'll measure again just to be sure. Yeah, I'm within the 120.
Okay, so if you clicked on Firebolt, it's not working, right?
Yeah, something's wrong with it because I did click on it.
Click it from your spell area or from your attacks and spell casting.
Let me try the attacks. Maybe it's working better there. There we go.
No, that doesn't work. That didn't work. No. 20. Yeah, that definitely hits for a whopping 2 points of fire damage.
Wow.
Your
what
little
a terrible
grunt.
roll. Hold on, that can't be right.
1d10.
Oh, yeah, it is 1d10. Actually, that's right. Yep, 2 points.
Level 2. Level 2.
Yeah, we suck, man. I thought that was a cool cantrip. It's got good range at least. And then I'm going to yell out, "Watch out for the sniper!" And I'm going to use my movement. I forgot to write down my movement. It's probably just 30, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think everybody's 30. If you don't remember that, I was going to say it. Regardless whether you're a dwarf, gnome, whatever, it's 30 feet.
Okay. And I'll,
Quick question on that. I've got squat nimbleness, which gains an additional 5. Is that acceptable?
Fuck it. Yeah, I said 30 for everybody, so now you got 35.
Okay.
You're a very
normally
fast dwarf.
Normally a dwarf is 25, isn't it? So that brings you to 30.
Right, but I think I said early on I was going to make everybody have 30 feet, so we don't keep track of
I see.
the 25 feet because I felt kind of shitty to the smaller races.
Yeah.
If you took it with the intention that you'd only have 25 feet, then you could take something else and still have 30 feet. Grelnar or Don, it's up to you.
Yeah, it was plus 5 to movement and then plus 1 to strength.
Well, but I'm saying if there's something else gives you plus 1 to strength, and without that plus 5, I'm going to give you 30 feet of movement anyway.
Right. Okay.
You can do that in between sessions.
Okay.
Okay. So for tonight, just make it 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Pharaoh, you already moved. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
You're right on the edge there, and that's about a 10-foot drop right there.
All right. I'm going to stay right there for right now. Is there like a ramp right here getting down to where the others are or something?
You can see if I move this guy out of the way, right there is the last part that's like kind of a slope, a drop.
Okay.
I mean, from right here down is like a gradual slope. So technically you'd be like right here. Otherwise you're hanging off the edge here.
Okay.
Okay. Did it for Pharaoh?
I do think that's it. Yes.
Okay. Asalar.
Asalar's pissed. He's furious that someone hurt his little buddy. So he's going into a rage and he's going to attack this dude recklessly. So he has advantage with his great axe.
Okay.
By the power of Grayskull! And misses.
Let me double check what these guys' AC is.
Hopefully it's at 9.
No. Nope. But yeah, you see him kind of knock the cape out of the way, and he is holding a mace and leather armor, not chain. I said they had chain showing, but it's just leather armor. So, meta knowledge, you barely missed him. Anything else, Asalar?
No, that's it.
You bonus action rage, right?
Yep.
Okay. Bryn.
All right, so the Raven Spirits, looking at the playing field, Bryn is going to make an assumption that this guy is the man, this little dude with the green thing. He's the guy that was doing the talking. So he's sending his birds down to the Green Power Ranger. Sorry, she is sending her birds down to the Green Power Ranger to caw. And then Bryn is going to, from where she is going to bean that dude with Eldritch Blast. She gets advantage because of the cawing. And it would be a 15. Hit with a 15, maybe.
Let me double check him if I got him open yet or not.
Bonus action Hex as well.
15 does hit. This is level 2, guys.
15 hits, so did 14 force damage on the first shot. We'll roll maximum damage on that, plus maximum damage on the Hex, so that's 20 points of damage done to that dude on that hit.
Okay, hold on a second while I read. I'm just trying to see if he has a dying word.
Yeah.
Let me look somewhere else.
It's probably ow.
No, some of the guys in this mod do have like dying words. They're going down. That's why I got to make sure I'm not forgetting something here. Nope, no dying words. Just you fuckers are gonna. Just drops. Got a big firebolt, Eldritch Blast.
Blast.
His eyeballs pop out of his socket, and he drops dead right there.
So, and I didn't really role play that very well. I totally forgot. So she actually, there's no material components for this. So you guys don't hear it. You hear us. You sort of see Bryn's mouth move, and she mouths some words in Elven, sort of under her breath, kind of like she's breathless as she does it. And as she mouths those words, you see that wave of force, that blast of force, come out from her hands.
Yeah, imagine it hits him right square in his forehead. Both his eyes kind of pop out, and they're kind of dangling on the side of his head. They're not gone. They're just kind of dangling at the side of his skull. Very nice, Bryn. So now you guys are even. Well, Bramble's not dead yet, but yeah. Anything else, Bryn?
Bryn's going to come down a little bit closer with her movement.
Okay.
And that's where she's going to be.
Hey, Bramble. First
All
death
right.
save.
I'm honored.
That's right. You rolled really good on your hit point die as well. Look at you. You almost came up.
Well,
This was supposed to be in secret.
Oh, sorry.
So roll again in secret. Whisper it to me. Okay. Good to know. You guys remember that rule, right?
Yeah, we did say it.
Okay. All right. So it's Bramble's turn. He's like, whoa, Hagrid, what'd you do that for? You big meanie. And he's going to swing at Asolar. Why'd you have to go and kill Hagrid?
With advantage.
Okay, I'll roll one more time. Probably still doesn't hit shit.
Nope.
You big meanie. You
Piss
big
him
meanie.
off even more.
It's like, whoa. I mean, you know harm. Schwap. On Growlnar.
Miss.
I'm gonna run. These guys. Oh shit! I got to roll for all these guys. Okay, nice. This one's like, fuck this. I'm out. Drops his shovel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one says, "Where are you going?" Okay, Hagrid, I'll avenge you. Guys, I probably can't do shit. I'm going to hit you with this shovel. Holy shit.
For half of one? Because I'm
One.
raging?
It's 1. There's no half of 1. Sorry.
Oh, it's none. You gotta
No, it's
round it
1.
down.
It's 1.
Oh.
You can't have 0 damage from an ability like that, I don't think.
Now he's really pissed.
But he only gets one of them. I'll avenge you, Hagrid. And this one's like, me too. Hey, I'm coming for you, big buddy. Ha ha ha. I shall dig in your head. Dig.
Yep.
Oh, do I get advantage because you're reckless or raging or whatever that advantage was for a while ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, they still can't hit you. And this one was running as well. Oh, I'm out of here. Fuck you guys. He's like trying to climb the wall over here, but not getting very far. But that guy is not running. It's like, curse you all. And he's going to, can he reach Bryn? How far away are you, Bryn?
I don't know, however far away I am.
Yeah. Just verify if he's got short bow or long bow. Long bow.
He looks like a guy to have a short bow.
He's looking over at you, Bryn.
Yep, that hits.
5 piercing. And then on his turn, he's going to bonus action, get back in the trees. And I'll just, for now, I'm going to take him off the map. You guys will have to do a perception roll to see if you see him or not. On your turn, you can do that. That guy's dead. Gromar, finally.
Yeah.
How'd Jack do in your first attack?
I think we're going to take a swipe here at the guy right in front of me.
No, you're not. But you take a swing at him. That's right. Yeah, you miss.
Okay.
You stupid dwarf. You can't hit anything.
All right. Well.
That it level 1? Level 2?
I'll use my action surge.
Look at him burning them up good early.
Yeah. And
That's called Nova damage.
Stupid. Oh, ow.
Ow.
Oh, that hurts. But he's still standing.
It hurt a lot.
I'm going to hurt you next. Is that it for Gronal this time?
that's it. Yep.
Okay. Pharaoh.
Okay, Pharaoh, I think can get up to. Let's see. I think that's 30 feet, and he's going to attack that guy with his long sword, which he pulled out as he was running. And he's going to do it as part of the green flame blade cantrip.
11. You got to meet it to beat it. You hit him. Oh. So that's 17 on him? Or is that split somehow between him and
The
somebody
green
else?
flame, the 4 is for the person next to him, right?
Okay.
For green flame blade.
All right, so he takes 13. Do you get to choose which one, or does DM get to choose?
Let me see what the spell says. And it leaps from the target to a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it.
So Exhalar, right?
No, this guy right here will take the 4.
Like, oh, that hurts. And he falls. Okay.
And then
anything else?
The 13 slashing was on the guy I hit from the long sword attack.
He took it. He's still standing.
Okay. That will be it.
Okay. Just for DM's sake, does anybody here have healing capabilities other than Bramble?
Until level 7.
I've got a healing potion.
I
We all
gotta.
do.
We should all have a healing potion.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was starting fair.
Yep. Yeah, everyone started with one.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Asalar.
Hey, Aslar's going to smack this guy recklessly. Continue. Oh, for flying fart's sake.
Instead of moving it better than you.
No, I didn't hear that.
And that's it. I didn't hear what you said.
This little human hits better than you.
Oh.
Okay. Bryn.
So Pharaoh's already hit this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the ravens are flying over to that one. Caw, 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 caw. So that's a 20. That's not a natural 20. It's just a 20.
Yep.
For 13 damage. Move with the hex because I killed that dude. So a total of 18.
Like, oh, that bitch. Oh, he's barely standing.
And yeah. Bryn is going to get down on her belly.
Okay. Give yourself a little token mark or
I'll
something.
I'll put myself sideways that I'm prone.
Okay, that'll work. Thank you. Okay, that's it for Bryn's turn.
That guy just took 26 damage, and he's still up.
I think he took more than that.
Okay. Well, 13 from me, and then however much from Bryn, right?
13 and 18.
Oh, 18 it was. Okay, so yeah, tough. They're tough.
Okay, Bramble.
Already done. Already whispered to you.
Oh, I see it. Yep. Okay, that's 2 rolls for death saves on Bramble. FYI, guys. Thugs up. Oh, get that bitch away from me. And he's going to hit, or try to hit, Asalar.
With advantage.
Yay, advantage. Kapla.
Nope.
I hate that bitch. Then this one. It's like, where is she? Oh, screw it. I got this little dwarf. Here, dwarfy. Oh, can't hit shit. I'm assuming 12 misses you, right, Gralnar?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, killed my Bobby. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to dig in your brain. Eat this shovel. Asalar.
Ooh. For one.
There you go. There's your half damage. Yeah. Yay. This one's got to make an athletics check. Nope, he can't make it up the hill. This one's now trying to climb the hill, and he cannot climb it. And no one did a perception check for the guy in the tree. So he's going to pop back out. Actually, he's going to shoot from where he is. But now he's got a decision to make. Disadvantage on Bryn. Who killed this one? The one down by Asalar? Asalar? Who killed that one?
The green flame killed him.
Okay. All right. Then you're getting his ire. Pharaoh. An arrow at you with advantage. Oh my God. 2 crits in a row from this guy. So 7 plus 8, 15.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to use my, but it's not, doesn't matter since it's a crit hit. 15. Yeah, I'm down.
Yum. And then everyone would have seen him right about here. He's going to hop back into the shadows and use his bonus action hide. So perception checks on your turn if you want to be able to see him. Okay, well, I didn't mean for this to be meat grinder. Okay, Agrid's dead. Gralnar.
Growlnar's gonna laugh and go, you got one guy going boom, me going whack, and 2 guys not doing anything at all. And he's gonna take another swing at this guy right in front of him.
25 hits for 8 damage. He takes it like a champ. He's still standing in front of you.
Damn.
Anything else, Gralnar?
That's all I got. That's all I can do.
Okay. Pharaoh, death saving throw. Whisper to me.
I wish I could help those guys on the ground, but
Okay. So you guys watch as Pharaoh kind of spits up some blood, like he's really struggling. And I don't have my table up here. The 100 death saves. Lingering injury. I'm gonna roll it for you.
Oh no.
oof. Ouch.
Permanent.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Luckily, I don't
That's
need
not
that
important to you.
stat. Yeah.
All right, so you guys know just from that he's had 1 death fail. Okay, Asalar.
I'd say that we probably gathered that. You let that cat out of the bag, Brian.
I'm sorry. I was trying to keep it, let the cat. Not wouldn't let me let the cat out of the bag. Asalar.
I'm going to use my potion of healing on Pharaoh.
And if you know him, it's an action,
Yeah, I know.
and he has to roll for it, or you. I don't care who rolls for it, either you or he.
Go for it, Pharaoh.
What is it again?
2d4 plus 2.
All right. 2d4 plus 2.
Make sure you're marking that quantity down on your character sheet,
Yeah.
Asalar.
Yeah, it did.
Not the greatest roll in the world, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you're alive, but still prone.
Okay.
Asalar, anything you can do with your bonus action? Or are you staying put?
No, that's it.
Bryn.
All right, Bryn's going to continue to blast the one that's there.
The one being this one?
The
Where
one
the
that she hit
ravens-
before.
Yeah, where the ravens are.
So an 18 for a total of 16 damage.
Like, oh, you fucking bitch. Ah. He drops.
Okay, and then she goes back down on her belly.
I like it. And Bramble. Oh, sorry. Would you want to move your ravens during your turn, Bryn?
Oh no, they were staying there. They gave me advantage. I'll move them
Okay.
at the beginning of next turn.
All right, Bramble. Another death save to me. Okay. Good to know. Only 1 thug left. Oh, my friends are dying. It's your fault. Looking at the dwarf. I shall hit you in the
Bro.
face. Oh, three
shit.
crits by me. That's 4
the
plus
hell?
6. That's 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
I'm gonna win. Okay, it's his turn. Yeah, we're gonna win. He's gonna try to attack Asalar.
Just straight up. Single. Not at advantage.
Oh, he accidentally chops into this guy's foot. Sorry, bimbo. Oh yeah, these guys, athletic check. Nope. They can't get out of the pit. Scout gonna pop out of the trees. Bryn's on her belly again. Pharaoh's on his ground. He doesn't know he's alive. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, the big guy. Pharaoh. Rawr.
Oh.
And he hops back into the trees and hides. And that's his turn. Egret's dead. Gralnar.
Ah. Back in the guard, if you lose 2 people from your team, I'd say that's a double loss.
I can't count. And you can't hit. I guess that's it for Gralnar, right?
That's it.
Okay. Pharaoh.
So
You're alive, but prone.
it's let's see.
Half your movement to stand up.
I don't need to stand up to do a perception check, do I?
Where are you looking? That'll
looking
determine.
I'm looking for the sniper across the way from me.
Yeah, you're probably going to stand up because there is a cliff between you and him.
Okay, so half my movement to stand.
Correct. Give me a perception roll.
No, I'm not necessarily going to do that. I just was asking for a rule.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I just wanted to know what my options were. And then I'm going to hop down. Well, I don't really need to hop, right? This is just a grade down. If I go down to
Right.
Bramble. Okay.
Correct.
I'm going to go down to Bramble, lay prone next to him, and give him a potion. Drip it into his mouth.
So Pharaoh, like a baseball player, sprinting from first to second, dives and skids into Bramble.
Exactly. And then gives him my potion of healing. So I guess, Bramble, you can do the roll.
Now, if you're administering it, it's a roll or is it
It's
just
still a
an
roll.
automatic?
No, it's still, if you're giving it to like an unconscious person, it's still a roll.
Okay.
So Bramble, he said you can roll it 2d4 plus 2. This is all assuming he hasn't had 3 death fails. Gab, are you with us?
Yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
3d4 plus 2. Cool.
2d4.
Oh,
In that
nice.
case, it's 1d4.
10. You got 10.
Wow.
Well done.
Bramble coughs and his eyes open back up again. You're back in the fight, Bramble. Okay, I'm assuming that's all of Pharaoh's turn, right?
Yep.
Asalar.
Well, let's see if I can actually hit something. I'm going to smack this bugger recklessly with my great axe in the library. Holy!
Jeez. You're the most non-hitting barbarian I've ever seen.
Oh, that is so weak.
You're going to have a new nickname. Asalar the Kind.
Asalar the Mist.
He's like, oh, what's wrong with you?
I'm stealthy like the mist.
I heard Goliaths were stupid, but man. All right, that did it for Asalar?
Yeah.
Okay, Bryn.
Bryn is going to hold her action when she sees this idiot pop out of the trees. She's going to shoot him with a blast.
Okay. Are you going to stand up for that, or are you going to stay prone?
Well, that's a question. Do I have to?
I don't know if I've ever looked that up before. Just whatever we rule, it's going to be the same for you guys versus bad guys. So I'm open to whatever, because I don't know if there is a rule about whether you can shoot while you're prone or not. I mean, with a crossbow, it makes
I
perfect
wouldn't
sense.
be able to shoot a bow, right?
No, but I would
wouldn't
take
be able
a
to shoot a bow.
spell.
But I should be able to continue to aim a spell because there's no movements, right?
That's what I would think.
Well, I don't. I hate to be like a rule Nazi, but I think this is what it says about prone's only movement option is to crawl unless it stands up and then ends its condition. So I'm
Yeah,
not
that
sure.
doesn't tell me. That doesn't tell me I get
Movement option.
disadvantage on the ranged attack.
Yeah,
It
just
means
talk about
that-
movement option.
Oh, you're
So-
right. I'm sorry. You're right. I was thinking it meant your only action period, but it does say movement option. Yeah.
So here's what I'll rule right now. I'll look this up in between sessions, but right now I'm saying a bow is probably the only thing I won't let you shoot as of right now while you're prone. You can still cast spells, and you can shoot a crossbow while
I
you're
mean,
prone.
realistically, you'd prop the crossbow up on the ground and
Under the prone condition, it says the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls.
okay. All right.
Just-
then I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to shoot the one that's hitting Growlnar with my ravens over near him.
Okay.
It's coming.
I believe you. Son of a bitch. So 9 total?
Only 9, yep.
Oh. Oh! He's barely standing.
And then back on my belly.
Bramble, you're alive. You're laying at the bottom of this pit with another human. What just happened?
Bramble doesn't really know. He sees. I assume that this is also a gnome.
No, they're
Is there
humans.
also gnomes?
They're
They're
humans.
humans.
Human workers.
Yeah, they're carrying
I-
shovels. Well, those aren't anymore.
I say to them, "Why are you running away?" And
6 seconds.
to this one, I'm going to use dissonant whispers on him. Yeah, sorry, it takes a little while to send to the chat. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save, take 3d6 psychic damage. And then if he fails, yeah. Cool. And he must use. Oh, that's why it didn't work. Sorry. Oh fuck! I whispered it to you. Anyways.
It doesn't matter. He died.
Okay. And then Bramble's gonna spend half of his turn, get up and move a little bit over here, or move to like here, essentially.
But
Speaking
you're not
is
crawling, right?
No.
Okay, move your token up. What are you going to say, Wayne?
I was just going to ask, can I speak while during his turn? Can I speak to him while during his
It's a free
turn?
action. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Pharaoh's going to like say, watch out, man. There's an archer up there shooting at us.
Yeah, he goes, oh, he goes, if he saw me in the pit, he can probably see you.
But I'm prone.
All right, that's
Yeah,
it for the conversation.
Yeah.
Bramble's not going prone.
All right, stand your token up then, Bramble.
Oh, sorry, yeah. There we go.
All right. So, I think technically you got like 5 more feet of movement if you want.
No, because
Bramble.
I was prone, so I had to get up. I'm not
Right.
going to move 5 more feet. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. That thug's still alive. I'm probably going to die, but I'm going to take you with me, you stupid dwarf. Rawr.
Miss.
Nice knowing you. Human rebel. Oh, he's still alive. Wait a minute. We're not giving up. I'm going to kill me a Goliath. Rawr. Well, maybe I'm not. I mean, 14 misses.
No, it hits.
Oh, it does, really?
Oh, shit.
Match to hit, right?
Yeah, you got to meet it to beat it. Yep.
I'm 14.
Okay, so 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
2.
I thought you lost your rage.
No,
Oh,
I
you just
never
went
lost
into a
my
reckless.
rage.
That's what it was. There's a reckless thing. Yep. Sorry. Hagrid's dead. Gralnar.
Growlar is going to yell over to Asalar. Asalar, you might want to watch where you land when attacking that guy. You could really hurt your hand if it gets stepped on. Oh, shit. Damn.
Oh, really? Bitch? You talking trash to me, bitch?
Gralnar himself. He goes, takes a swing. He's like, whiff. Like the thug didn't have to move. He's like, what? You trying to hit me? That was nice. Is that it for Gralnar?
That's it.
Okay, Pharaoh.
What kind of cover is down in this pit area that I'm in? Is there anything I can use for half cover, like large bones or piles of dirt or anything like that?
Most of the larger bones are still half buried in the dirt.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. I'll use half my movement to stand up.
Okay.
And then I'll use an action to shoot at the thug in front of Growlar with Firebolt cantrip.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. I'll do it from the attack page. There we go.
Does hit.
It's only 1 fire damage. I had green flame blade checked by accident. Man, that is the worst. I rolled a 1 and a 2 on a 1d10 damage. That's
So
terrible.
it's total of 1 point, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay, he's still alive then.
All right, I know that is just terrible.
When I say still alive, he is barely still alive. He had 2 hit points.
All right, and I'm gonna drop prone again just so that the archer has disadvantage if he attacks me.
Okay. All right. Asalar. 6 charm is due for one. I got to tell you.
Okay. I'm going to hit this guy. I'm not going to miss this time. Positive affirmation.
Hey! So is it 15 total?
Yep.
Look, the barbarian's go. I mean, the Goliath's going to just cut him in half.
Okay. And then I'm going to move up to here so that my buddy can have advantage and maybe hit him instead of critting.
Maybe.
And that's it.
Hey, Bryn.
All right. I am going to stand up, and I truly am going to hold my action to shoot that dude. I'm going to send my ravens beforehand in that general direction. They're a little bit too far to help me out, but they're going to go there with their lots of cacawing just because that's what they do. That's what they do. So I am currently standing. I understand potentially inviting that attack.
Yeah, but you're readying your action to shoot if he pops his head out, right? Okay.
Correct.
Understood. Don't let me forget. Bramble.
Bramble is going to do vicious mockery to this guy that's being Eiffel Towered by those two. And boom, boom, boom.
Wisdom save, right?
Oh, wisdom save. I whispered it to you. Can you go back to public?
Yeah, you can roll one more time. I'll allow that.
Okay, there we go.
So he takes 4 points of psychic and probably something else, but he only had 1 hit point left. So.
Yes.
What'd you say about my?
So,
Go ahead.
Oof. Oh, I was just gonna say, I have seen the death of someone like you 1,000 times before, and that it's not very graceful.
Wait, you know my father. He dies. Okay. Anything else out of Bramble?
Bramble's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move over and just be like to this guy over here.
Like, and he's going to try to climb. Hey! He finally succeeds. He's like, and the other one's dead. So that was the only one that's left. Okay, he's running away.
Don't run! Don't run!
Okay, Bryn, you're the only one that had a ready to action, I think. So he's going to pop his. He's technically shooting from hiding. So you would see him as soon as he shoots.
Okay.
That's what I'm reading that. So he'll get a shot, and so will you.
Who's he shooting? Who's he shooting at? There are people between me and him.
Yeah, I know. I got 4 choices. So 1 Bryn, 2 Growlnar, 3 Axelar, 4 Bramble. Bramble just got up.
Pharaoh saying, "I told you to stay prone."
12. That hit, Bramble?
That is a miss for me, dog.
All right, he misses. All right, so go ahead, Bryn, with your shot.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
On that.
Is that all accurate this time? Yeah, it's like you're updated.
12. That's 12 damage from the Eldritch Blast plus 10 for the crit. 22
total. All right, so let's put him on this layer. And is he the last one? He is. So go ahead and describe how you just shot this guy and killed him.
Nice.
Well, I was looking as much for the bow as I was looking for him, and so I as soon as I caught sight of the arrow leaving him, as the arrow leaves him, the force of the Eldritch Blast passes the arrow just before it misses Bramble, and it hits him right square in the chest. And while it doesn't have knockback ability, it knocks him out of the tree. Just with the force that ripples through his body, he can't hold on to the branches as he dies and collapses into the tree from the chest shot.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, his foot actually gets hung on a branch and he's hanging it upside down out of the tree. Dead. There you go. Okay, so technically we're out of combat. If you guys want to hunt down this guy running away, it shouldn't be any kind of a problem. But you guys tell me if you're just going to hunt him down, let him go, or what do you want to do with him?
Let him go. Unless you want to question him, but
Well, I think we'd like to question him.
Yeah,
Don't
Bramble.
we want to
Bramble
know where the dude is that we came looking for in the first place?
Bramble would chase after him.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's a chase scene, you're not trying to actually attack him. Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
Do you have a spell or something that could stop him?
Well, I do have a spell that is technically I could use hideous laughter on him, and then he would stop and have to start laughing if he fails a wisdom save throw.
Is that what you want to
Yeah,
do?
so I'll hideous laughter him and see what happens.
Is that a cantrip or is it a spell?
It's a spell. I'll expend 1 spell point.
All right, so wisdom save.
Or 1 mana, I should say.
Got a good wisdom save.
You got to meet it to beat it. So he
I
passes.
should have given myself bardic inspiration.
Anybody else have something else they can do to try to catch up with him? Or do you want to burn another one, Bramble, or do you have another one?
I'll burn another. But first, I'm going to give myself bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to do that or not.
Boom. Drop that. Okay, so I'll roll a d6.
I roll a d6 or you do?
No, wait, sorry. Bardic inspiration doesn't help me here. The creature can add it to 1 ability check. Saving throw. Yeah, I can't, because it's a spell save DC, I can't do anything with it, so.
So unless someone else has some way of stopping him, if they're not going to...
I could put him to sleep.
Bavon from a different plane gave Flash of Jesus to his.
Yeah, I have sleep as a feat spell for Fey Touch, which I think I can use without burning any mana, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
Once per day.
And I'll do that.
I'll say if you're chasing after him, you could have done that. That's not a roll or anything, right? Or a save. It's just an automatic based on their...
As long as I had enough hit points to cover his hit points, he's unconscious, which I assume a 23 is enough to cover him.
Yeah, he's asleep.
Okay.
So I'll bring you back into this thing, and we are out of combat. Let me clear
Or
this.
we're Excuse me. Aslar would have gone and got him and carried him back. And restrained him with a piece of rope.
Hey, so we're out of combat. What do you guys want to do
next?
next here? Sorry, Asalar. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, he's just tied him up with a rope and has him secured and carried him back to the party.
Gralnar's going to check out this guy right in front of him, search his body. He's going to take his mace even. And he's going to search this guy as well, see what he's got on him.
Yeah, if you guys are going to search all the bodies, I'll just do
Yeah.
a fell swoop and tell you what all you find. And if there's anything else you're going to do other than try to search the bodies.
Who can heal? Because Pharaoh is less than half hit points.
I'm less than half as well.
Unless
Everybody except Bryn.
I don't think we have a healer in this group.
No, and I think we're going into a long rest. So
Yeah, and I think
we
we
are,
better get
okay.
more potions.
I would think so.
Damn.
After this, we should head back to town and go to the inn and
Yeah.
Lick our wounds.
Anything
So we
other
gotta-
than looting the bodies, guys? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we're looting the bodies, and I think we're also looking for. I don't know where we're looking, but we're looking for Doofenshmirtz.
Install.
Couldn't
Yeah,
remember
as-
his name, and I just keep thinking. Phineas and Ferb every time I hear that name.
Here, I'll put it in chat. Duven Stall. Guess I should have done that to begin with. So
Wow.
that was
I
the guy's
spelled that
name?
way wrong.
it's okay.
Yeah, I thought Duvenstall was all one word, but yeah.
I may still refer to him as Doofenshmirtz, just for the record.
Yeah.
All right. So as combat ends, I'll say even before Asalar goes after the now sleeping human rabble, you guys will see almost like a camouflage like blanket or something over in this corner start to kind of move, and you hear what's the word, muffled voices, and you'll see that underneath the cover is a bound and gagged Duven Stall. He's beat up pretty bad, but he is alive and breathing, and he's gagged and everything like that. All right, so let me go through first to see what, if anything, the guys had on them. The two, I guess, meaty fighter guys, they both have a regular mace. They both have a regular heavy crossbow. And they're both wearing leather armor. So if that is any benefit to anybody, that's available.
Nice.
The regular human dudes, they probably don't have shit. Let me look at them. Nope, they had a shovel and a pick, mining pick. No armor.
I'd take a heavy crossbow.
Yeah, same here.
And there's two of them. So if you two are the only ones wanting them, you can add them to your inventory.
How many bolts?
I think it's normally a bolt. A quiver is like 20.
Right.
Okay, so
So-
100.
No, let me roll a d20. One of them has 9. The other one has 15.
Go ahead and take 15. Can I use my light crossbow bolts on the heavy crossbow?
I'll say yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's plus 9.
Next up will be a little dude, and you guys gave him some kind of a description before. I always thought he was like a guy from the 1980s, one of those workout videos, because he's got like a green headband on and a matching green jumpsuit.
I think
You know?
the Green Power Ranger.
Yeah,
Power
that's what it
Ranger.
was. Green Power Ranger. That's what it was.
Or Ben Stiller from Dodgeball.
Wasn't that Billy?
Yeah.
Wasn't the Green Power Ranger Billy?
Could be.
I don't know. Yeah, but Ben Stiller from Dodgeball is pretty good too.
But I would
ahead.
like to make sure I take the dragon tooth from Agrid.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and is there any more well, you're about to tell us, so go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm not
Sorry.
done going through all their stuff. The little gnome dude actually has a short bow on himself. He never even got to attack, did he? I don't think he got a single attack off.
No, I finished him off
No.
pretty good.
Looks like a pretty nice short bow. Very finely crafted. And he has an
Here is
odd-looking dragon scale amulet around his neck. Okay.
Hmm.
Somebody keeping track of this, or are you writing it down?
I am not. Or you guys have I think you guys have a loot handout, do you not? Did I not bring that over here? Party loot?
I
Yeah.
didn't see it.
There is one. There is one. I think I saw one. I just don't know where it is.
In Roll20
Yeah.
No,
in Discord.
no, I meant in Roll20.
Oh.
I'll create one real quick. If there's not, I don't see one either.
I think there is one. Yeah, it's in handouts.
Oh, okay. You may move it to the main, or you may leave it there? Okay.
No, if that's where it is, that's where it is.
Can we write in it?
You may say that stuff again, or you got it?
I just put it in the chat.
Okay. Find short bow. Yeah, dragon scale amulet. And, oh yeah, the scout dude. He has a long bow and a short sword. Look like mundane. Okay. There is some gold and shit. I gotta find that on some of them. Oh yeah, it's in this thing.
Does anybody want to take that amulet and short bow, or do you want me to take it?
Well, I'd like to know what that amulet does for sure.
Yeah.
If it does anything.
Sure. And the bow too. I was just gonna put my stuff.
I don't have identify yet, so I can't identify it. But
Yeah, nor do I.
So there's 5 of you. So I'm going to say there's a total of 65 gold pieces on everybody. I'm pretty sure that's divisible. Yeah, that's divisible by 5. Duh. You also find among, I guess, the supplies, a small wooden crate that has, looks like a very old mirror in it of fine craftsmanship. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all you find from your search. But Duvenstall, I'm assuming you guys are going to ungag him. And he tells you that he was in this area by himself against the advice of others when these guys came upon him and pretty much took over his dig site. And he asks you if you found an amulet with dragon scales on it.
I assume we're going to say yes, so he can tell us what it is.
Yeah.
You guys share that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, thank the gods they didn't run off with it. It's quite valuable, but not as valuable as my life. And as much as it pains me, I feel I owe you some kind of gratitude for saving my life. I'm sure they would have ran me through once they finished in this site here. So please take it as my thanks, my gratitude for bringing these men to justice.
What can you tell us about the amulet?
I gotta look it up. It's made of dragon scales.
Yeah. Sounds like something like a quest item.
Hey, Rob, every time I open my character sheet, it automatically pops out of Roll20. It won't let me open it where it stays in the game so that I can drag.
I think that's under the gear. If you have character pop-out windows checked, it might do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Personalization and display. If you go to that tab,
found it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, he tells you that this is a necklace he found a long time ago while he was digging through a ruined site way south of here. Tells you it has the ability to give you a little bit of resistance to certain types of damages. So be happy to kind of, show you its use if you got time to, spend an hour with it. So unfortunately, you got to kind of become one with the amulet.
What kind of resistance is?
It says acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. You can basically meditate with it every morning and choose one.
Oh, that's sweet.
Is this one of those legacy items that's intended for a specific class, or we don't
It
know? I guess.
might be. I'll say everyone has heard of these legacy sets. It is whether or not you recognize this one or not. So everyone can give me either a history or an arcana check. Otherwise, it's going to take an identify spell to know that for sure.
Luckily, I
did
have a
that with
-1 to my
advantage,
intelligence.
as I think that's the one that we that had the one for me.
So you roll,
Smart.
like we're still missing one, but Asalar rolled the best. Asalar, this is part of one of the heirlooms of Mazgarax.
Ooh, I'll share that with the group. I'll let everybody know that.
And Grana will instantly recognize that one. That's one I think your mother may have thrown the name out there before
Yeah,
about these.
yeah. I'm trying to find it in the.
Here. 1 second, I'll show it to everybody.
It's in the legacy set handout.
Yep. Yeah, so if you go to the Legacy set handout, you'll see each of the sets, find the heirlooms of Mazgarax, and this is going to be inside it.
Yeah.
Or like I said before, if you go to your bio section of your character sheet, not the bio tab, the bio tab, not the bio section. And if you put this Keecha's amulet in brackets, it'll automatically have a link to it anytime you need to call it up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So again, this does not necessarily have to go to Growlnar. You guys can decide that. But this is one that I planted on one of the bad guys for you to start off with.
Cool. Doesn't matter to me. I think it should go to Growlnar.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I got my other resistances, so.
Yep, I think it should go to Growlner.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything else in the burial site worth discovering. Nothing else that you find on the bodies. You guys can spend some time digging up more of these dragon bones if you want. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. This is not like a giant ancient or even an adult dragon. You think this might be the size of like a young dragon of some sort. Not able to determine what color or chromatic it was because it's just bones at this point. But
I can ask Laura where the head.
yeah, if you spend some time digging here, it is nighttime now, which I forgot totally about while you guys are all attacking and shit.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, but then I'm like, maybe I won't mention that.
Yeah, but their work site, there would have been torches.
Yeah, that is true. Yes, I would have accepted that as well. So yeah, they would have torches up so they can see.
Those diesel floodlights.
Right.
Yeah. Bramble would like to dig up some additional dragon bones.
So I'm gonna say roughly another hour to dig up some kind of a large piece, whether it's a skull or whether it's like a leg bone or something like that.
Can Doofenshmirtz tell us anything about the very old mirror or fine short bow?
That's a good question. Let me go back and pull that up. Go ahead.
Aslar's got the skull on his head and he's walking around using his hands and talking, pretending to be the dragon. I am the dragon. I'm the dragon. I'm going to get you.
Asalar, roll me an intelligence save.
He's not.
No, you're not. I'm not going to do that to you. It's stuck to your head forever. Which I'm sure Asalar would be fine with.
Absolutely. I had to try it.
All right, so the question was about the mirror.
And the fine short bow.
And the what? I'm sorry?
And the fine short bow.
If you're asking if he's able to identify stuff, he cannot. He can try to study it for a minute to see if he remembers anything that he's studied or seen before.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the note where I had the mirror. He cannot. He tells you that the bow is a very fine short bow. Not sure if it's magical or not. That it could be. The mirror. He seems to recall a mirror similar to this that he once read about. That was some kind of a focus for a ritual. He'd have to do more research back at his house to figure out any more details. But that's what he remembers from his recollection.
Where's your house?
It's in Telflum.
Telflum.
He needs to do research in Telflum in order to.
That's where his library is.
Well, that's not going to be super helpful.
And he's got a stupid mustache.
That was helpful.
If Bramble heard that the mirror's used for a ritual, he would definitely ask to hang on to it.
Duval has no, desire to hold on to that. He's thankful enough you guys saved his life.
And we would ask, I would ask, what are you doing out here? Like, what do you want with the bones? Sir, what do you want with the bones?
Just like anything else, I can sell them to the right people, and there's always a possibility these things have some kind of innate magic in them.
Aslar hears that and goes, I'm keeping the skull. Can't have it. It's mine.
That's fine. That's probably too big for me to carry anyway. Anyone seen my mule?
No, there was no mule when we got here.
Like, I guess I gotta hoof it or buy another one back in town. I'll take a few if you guys don't mind sticking around for a little bit longer. He's gonna get down on his knees and start kind of plucking some of the bones up.
Yeah, if he's plucking more bones, I'll pluck more bones too.
Yeah, you guys should.
Yeah, Aslar's just playing with the skull. He's doing puppet theater with the skull.
Where was that loot thing that we could write on?
Under handout, I believe.
It was a handout that you can edit, I think. It's under the handouts list. It's just called loot bag, I think, right?
Oh, I did
Pretty
see
loot?
bag.
I think that Rob already put it in there, maybe, or somebody did.
They should be under handouts.
What did I put in?
Oh, I see the fine short bow, the amulet.
It's all there. I
and the
haven't saved, so you won't see it all. There. It's all saved.
Yeah, that's what I was just
Thank
saying.
you.
I think you had already done that.
Yep. No, I was going to do it if you hadn't. So
I wasn't
All
going
right.
to do it.
Asalar, while you walk around this dragon skull on your head, what are you guys doing about this unconscious human lying on the floor here? It's
yeah,
unconscious
we need
sleeping.
to question him.
Yeah, Pharaoh will wake him up and try to use intimidation. Well, maybe I don't even need to. I'm going to ask him, who hired you? Who sent you out here? What were you looking for?
Nothing. I just work here. Don't kill me.
I'll do an intimidation check to see if I can get him to reveal anything further.
Okay. I was gonna say, no matter what you roll, he's gonna spill his guts because he doesn't give a shit. He's about to die. I just work for Agrid. I didn't know what we were doing here. He hired me. I did work. Don't kill me. What are you asking him specifically?
What does Agrid do?
It's like, I don't know. He came into town and looked for volunteers, and he wanted me to dig shit up. I dig stuff up.
Is Agrid the only one who's been out here besides your companions that we slaughtered?
Well, when we came out, this old dude, he points at Dubin, was already here, and then Agrid kind of, said he was an old friend, and then before I know it, he was knocked out, and he put him in a bag over there, and I wasn't going to ask any more questions.
But how? So he just came into town. You never seen Agrid before.
Not all of us can be adventurers.
Okay.
I got to make money somewhere. He's the gnome. He doesn't look scary.
Did anybody check Agrid's body for any kind of marks, like tattoos or weird scars or anything like that?
I'll say during your search, you would have done that.
Okay. So I obviously didn't see anything.
Yeah, I'm just going to reread again, make sure there wasn't anything else that I'm missing on him. Nope, no discerning marks or identification of any kind on him.
Right. I guess I'll do an insight check to see if I believe this guy or not. I have no idea.
Whether you believe him, what? That he's scared? Yeah, he's scared.
That he's told me everything. That he's not hiding anything. He's not holding something back.
I swear, I tell you everything. I'll tell you my brother's name. I'll tell you the name of my dog. I'll tell you how much money I made last month. Whatever you want.
Tell me, have you seen any undead or demons around here?
Dead demons? Hell no. I wouldn't be doing this job if that was the case.
I just stare at him disappointedly.
I think he's telling the truth. He's just a minion. Pharaoh would just kind of shrug. I think this one knows nothing further. We should just let him go. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Brian, I know we touched on this when we sort of talked about the searching stuff, but I guess the gnome dude or the two fighter dudes, whatever they were, they're not cultists, right?
How would you know? I mean, that's what I was looking for, like some kind of...
Yeah, that's what I figured you
yeah.
were, but I think maybe it might have got glossed over, so I'm going to be specific and say...
Gotcha.
Are they cultists?
There's no sign that they are involved in a cult.
Okay, let me figure out how I want to answer this carefully.
Yeah. The answer is yes. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, do they have papers and stuff on them? Do they have ID that says I am a cultist? Do they have a membership card to the cult that they're in?
Well, let me just put it this way, and this will probably just pretty much tell the answer. The fact that Duvenstall told you that mirror was used for some kind of a ritual.
Okay.
And it was already in their possession. They may have ties to some kind of a cultural ritual, something or another.
So we have no idea what the ritual for the mirror is for. No one can figure that out yet.
No, but we could take it back to that priestess dude in the bar and ask her about it, maybe.
Yeah, definitely we should.
Well, Asler's got his axe against this guy's neck and asks him, if we release you, where will you go?
I'll go home. I'll go straight home.
Where's home?
It's a little village, and he points east first, and he points west because it's just to the east of the Cold Road, south of Kront.
You will go nowhere near Kront, and you will speak not of us ever. I yelled to the party. Do you agree? Shall we release him? Or shall he die?
Don't ban me from Kront. That's where I get my food, my supplies.
You may go there in 3 days hence, but not until then.
We cross paths in Kront, I will kill you.
Okay. How long are you going to be in Kront?
7 years.
Oh.
No.
We should be gone in 3 days, so.
Okay. So if I see you in 3 days, I'm okay, right? We're cool?
You see us in 3 days, you run away.
Okay.
Actually,
if I see you in 4 days, are we cool?
Yes. We may ask you questions, though. If you hear anything, you'll let us know.
I slide the axe down the ropes and cut him, but just enough to scratch him so he knows we're serious.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Goliath, sir.
Don't walk, run.
Somebody kill him.
Somebody longbow him.
Use them for firebolt practice.
Yeah.
Hey, I just got this heavy crossbow I need to try. Just kidding.
Oh, that's terrible.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do on this site? Anything else you want to ask Duval? I think he's pretty much answered everything you guys have asked.
I mean, we should go back to the pub and
And drink.
Leave
long
the
rest.
bodies where they are.
Before we leave,
Yeah.
I asked Duval if he's part of the death cult.
Like the death cult. Why would we be part of a death cult? That's preposterous. No, I'm
I
not
don't know.
part of a death
Lots of
cult.
people are part of a death cult. I'm not judging you.
No, I'm just a ruin wanderer. I like to find ruins. I like to find stuff. I like to sell stuff.
And you're out here all alone, even though there's kobolds everywhere.
I didn't believe the stories. Did you see any kobolds? I haven't seen any kobolds.
Are you saying the kobolds are not real?
I'm saying I haven't seen any. Have you?
Not here in this moment, but I've seen them. In fact, I saved some kids from some kobolds once.
Well,
And
was
if
anywhere
they're
near
not
here?
kobolds, then what are they?
What are what? These
what
guys
are
are
the
humans.
townspeople talking about?
Yeah, townspeople talk about all kinds of stuff. If I ran away from every ruined site because someone said there was a ghost or a goblin or a devil, I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today.
In a hole, just about dead.
Yeah.
Up.
True. I may have to reevaluate my life's work. My wife will be happy to see me, though. Thank you again for helping me.
How long have you been prisoner?
Crap. I thought they said in town how long he'd been gone. He'd been gone like a week, I think he said.
Yeah.
So
Week.
I'll say he'd been on this dig site for 3 days before Akrid and his thugs showed up.
Wow. If you hear any more information in town that we should know about, we'd be appreciated to hear about it.
I'll ask around. Yeah, I'll be in town for at least another night before I need to head home. Have you not been to town yet?
We have.
Oh, well.
What should we do with the site? Should we dump the bodies in the hole and?
Oh no, I wouldn't mix these heathen with this dragon bones. And who knows what that could cause. Let's find a shallow grave somewhere else, shall we?
Like where he was being hidden underneath the tarp or whatever. Maybe we could throw him underneath there and then throw some dirt on it.
Oh, leave him for the wildlife. What do we care?
That's fine. Just don't put him here with a dragon. That seems like almost like a desecration thing.
Well, maybe we should bury them, because what if people come looking for them and then find them dead? At least if they're buried, they might think that.
This sends a message.
Whatever we're going to do, let's do it so we can get back to town and get healed up and
Get a long rest in.
Yeho tomorrow.
So you guys going to bury him? You're just going to throw him out in the woods somewhere? Leave them where they be?
We're gonna
I
bury
think
him.
we
up
should
in
throw
this
him out in
corner.
in that corner, or because it'd be too hard to pull him up here. This guy up here is be fine, but yeah, we can bury him in the corner, wherever that guy was under something. We
corner.
can use that to kind of throw over the top of him. So
If you're going to put all of them in a shallow grave, it's probably going to be midnight by the time you're done.
no grave, just dumping them.
We're gonna pile them and cover them with the gray tarp.
Not really a tarp. There's like a tent.
Oh, okay.
You can cover them
We're
up
just
with.
gonna
Yeah,
pile
that's
them
good.
nicely and then head.
Okay.
We're lazy. We're lazy.
Yeah,
All right.
that's our trash pile. We're gonna throw them in the trash underneath the trash.
F their bodies.
Okay. You said you're going to leave the scout where he is? You're going to pull him down?
No, we're leaving them.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's a great message. Don't climb in trees, kids. It's unsafe. Take an eldritch blast to the chest.
All right, so you guys ready to head back into town?
Indeed.
All right, Duvin will accompany you on your trip back, which is uneventful.
Did we get
Tell him.
that guy's name up above, or does it matter?
Guy's name up above.
Did we let
That
go?
guy up there.
No.
No
No,
one
we
asked
It
his
probably
name.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Thank you. That would have been. His name is Bob.
Bob.
His name is Bob Smith.
Yeah.
All right, so you get back into town. It's probably about 10 o'clock at night. Your choices for places to stay are going to be the Harpy Token Inn and Tavern. And I think there's one other inn in town as I look down the list.
The Witty Drunkard.
That's just a bar. It's not a inn.
Oh, that's where I want to go.
Where were we at before?
The Harpy Token Inn down here at number 1. What I'm thinking.
Okay. All right.
That's where you were. I'm just
Yeah.
looking through the gate, see if there's any place else
No,
for
there is
choices
nowhere
for
else.
inns. Yep, that's what I thought. Pretty small town still. So that's your choice, unless you want to camp out in the woods with a tent.
No.
No, we're
Harpy
flush.
Token in.
13 GP each.
Okay.
Let's go
Anything
spend
else
a
you
copper
guys-
piece.
Sorry, go ahead.
20.
I was
There's
just-
5 of us.
Yeah. I was just saying, let's go spend a copper piece.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, let's
Anything-
go to bed.
Everybody's content with going straight to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Long rest.
I need a long rest for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Savannah and the other, I guess, workers of the tavern will welcome you, obviously, with cheers and salutation of the fact that you brought Duvin's stall back. Both Island the Old and what's it? I forget this guy's name. The other old dude, Balthrin. Pretty much everybody's gone, with the exception of a couple of commoners, which you guys haven't met yet. This town doesn't exactly, or this inn doesn't exactly, burn the midnight candle, so to speak, because they are an inn as well. Typically, the bar will shut down about 10 o'clock.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're getting there just about as it's shutting down.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to bother asking you guys to pay for rooms. That's kind of remedial at this point. But if anything, Duvin's stall will offer to pay for your rooms for at least one night.
Oh, thanks, Duvy.
Yeah. Did we search him? Sorry, I was just kidding.
was going to murder him in his sleep.
Right.
We are at 3 hours and 15 minutes. We can go for a little bit longer. You guys go okay? Go a little bit longer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Probably won't do any more encounters, but we'll at least have this this meeting that you're planning on with Valthrin in the morning. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So you wake up in the morning, unless you guys plan on getting out bright and early and doing anything else in town before Valthrin shows up.
No.
That's what we'll just jump to.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Jump to it.
All right, so let's pull up Valthrin here and what he has learned during his night study.
And are we leveling up after that?
No, you're already level 2. Congratulations.
Is there somewhere I can get a sharper axe so maybe I can hit things?
Eventually. All right, I gotta go to page 33. Hold, please. Really? This makes no sense. Hold on, guys. Oh, here it is. My books and scrolls tell me that this ruins was built by the old empire of Narfell, and as I suspected, not to watch for marauders. No, it was built over the site of a rift to the Shadowfell, a place of darkness and shadows, I tell you. Not all the Shadowfell is evil, though, keep in mind, but this rift, apparently, it connects to an unholy sanctuary of Orcus, the demon lord of the undead. Can you believe it? It's skeletons, ghouls, probably stranger, fouler creatures probably crawled through this hole at some point in the past. Boy, from what I read, the Empire destroyed most of these undead and then sealed the rift and built a keep over that location to watch over it and contain its threat. And I thought that was the end of the story, but now I'm not so sure. I've heard, and you probably heard as well, the villagers think there's like a goblin slayer in that ruin, right? So they probably avoid that area because of that. But I tell you, if these goblins have taken over the ruins, they haven't even bothered to farm their village, that I've heard. I mean, it seems rather odd. Maybe they're in cahoots somehow if something else is brewing under that keep.
Wah,
tells-
wah, wah, wah.
It's like I said, wherever there's goblins, there's always a boss for the goblins.
And he tells the adventurers of the story of Sir Keegan and the fall of the keep. Oh, cool. See next page. Holy shit. That's a big story. You guys ready for story time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what part does he read? Does he know?
Is there dirty parts?
No, it's got to make sure I'm not reading stuff that you're not supposed to know yet. That's why hold on a second.
It's crossing off the dirty parts. Or highlighting them.
I remember it from reading it. I'm just trying to find the specific section. I apologize, guys. All right, I'm just going to read this. Hopefully, I'm not giving shit away. The people of Kront tend to avoid Shadowfell Keep, at least they have in the past. Some left it alone because of all the ancient ruins from the ancient Narfell and the feeling of a lingering presence among the ruins. Some say the place is haunted. Others fear these recent rumors of goblinoids using the place as a lair there's more to it than what meets the eye. Whatever the reason behind its solitude, one fact is clear. Nope, can't say that. It was on a grisly night about 80 years ago. I'm going to say more than 80. I'm going to say more like 200 years ago. No, 800 years ago. Yeah, grisly night about 800 years ago, the commander of the keep garrison, Sir Keegan, put into motion the events that led to the keep's downfall. Perhaps the Shadow's rift malign influence is too strong to resist. Maybe Sir Keegan was an insane monster driven by demons we may never understand. Whatever the case, at the stroke of midnight on that fateful day, Sir Keegan began to systematically slaughter every resident of the keep. His own wife, his own children, they were the first to fall to his blade. Then his trusted advisors, and finally many of the soldiers under his command. Sir Keegan was too skilled for anyone's soldiers to defeat, yet eventually the garrison managed to respond with an organized defense. Although many brave soldiers died, they managed to drive the Mad Knight into the passages beneath the keep and finally dispatch him. The keep became notorious for a time as one of the last bastions of the fallen empire. There was no one to order it back into service, so it was abandoned, feared for a time, and eventually more or less forgotten. There was an earthquake some years later that collapsed the upper towers and walls and turned the place into the ruin it is now today. Rumors still persist of great treasures buried beneath the keep, yet few have dared explore the passages, much less known about them. Sir Keegan's ghost is said to roam the corridors beneath the ruins, wailing in grief over the tragedy of his life. The people of Kront have tended to avoid the place, and the mere mention of Shadowfell Keep to those who know it consider it bad luck. And that is the story he shares.
Wah, wah, wah.
During all this, you'll notice that Pharaoh has pulled out a leather-bound journal and is busy taking notes as the guy is telling this story.
Do you need me to copy and paste any of that in chat, or you got it? Or just put in your notes, refer to page 34
Okay.
for the story behind Shadowfell Keep.
Okay.
And I can bring that up if you ever want to again.
Well, yeah, it's just, it's one of his goals, right? To learn as much as he can about the keep. So
Right. Okay, so he shares that with you. What is your intentions next, boys and girls?
Show him that mirror. See if he knows anything about it.
Oh yeah, the mirror.
Yeah. You're going to ask Balthroon to take a look at it, right?
Yep.
Okay. I think he has something that allows him to detect magic. I just got to find it.
We should all be back to full health, though.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Long rest. Get everything back.
Is there a there's a temple here. So somebody got knocked down by -1 int.
Yeah.
That was
said
permanent.
It was permanent though, so I'm not sure it can be restored.
Not from a long rest. Nope.
No. But there's a temple here.
Did somebody
If that's important.
I mean, it's not my most important stat. I'm a sorcerer, so
Yeah.
I can live with that. Of all my abilities, it was actually the most fortunate that was the one that got dropped. But
That wouldn't have made a difference in Aslar.
yeah, you'll notice that Pharaoh is a little bit slower and kind of looks a little confused sometimes when you ask him the questions since his collapse during the battle.
It's not Valthroon. He can detect whether something is magical. He doesn't have the capability of identifying stuff, but he's pretty sure that Barrow and the shopkeeper does.
Oh,
So he can at least tell you if it's magical or not.
Can you tell us anything about the ritual that... I'm just wondering from his studies if he'd know.
Oh, showing him the mirror?
Yeah.
He looks at the mirror for a time, says, I seem to recall reading something about mirrors used in rituals. I'd have to go back and research more, but perhaps you went to Sister Lenora. She may have something more at the front of her mind. Otherwise, come back to me in a few hours. I'll go do some research.
All right. Should we go to the shopkeeper and see if he'll identify it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can talk to the sister and see if she knows what it's for.
And we can see what else he has at the shop.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys are all heading to the shop next, right?
Because I'd like to buy a healing potion, if they have any.
Yeah, for real.
But I'm going on mute for a second.
I'll just put Barron on the map. This is his shop up here, number 11. All right, so into the shop, you guys are asking him if he will identify what? The mirror?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to start casting Identify on it. So I got to read the Identify spell.
Oh, I guess last night. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to say he'll tell you the first Identify is free. After that, it costs. So do you want him to identify the mirror, or do you have anything else you want him to identify?
Well, we had the mirror and the bow, right?
But didn't he say the bow was just a really good quality bow? I thought that's what
I said.
Yeah.
That is true.
He didn't say it was just that. He said it was a finely made bow.
All right.
But I think the mirror is more important.
Yep. I agree.
All right. So this is a ritual that he's doing to do this. And he says he'll actually have to take it back in the back so that he doesn't give away his secrets of how he identifies stuff. Are you okay with this?
He's a shopkeeper, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He takes it out back, and then a little kid comes up. All you can see is top of his head from behind the little bar or counter there. Then gets up on a chair, puts his elbow on the table and his chin in his hand. Hey, misters. You here to buy stuff? Just chit-chatting.
We sure are. What you got?
Oh, we got your backpacks. We got your boots. I can sell you some new gloves. I can sell you a pretty shirt. What you looking for, mister?
Potion of healing?
Oh, big spenders. Well, you got to wait for Paul for that. I'm not allowed to touch them. He don't trust me. Not saying
any
I ever
magic
do
items?
anything bad, but he don't trust me.
Got any magic items?
Wouldn't you like to know, mister? Again, you're trying to steal from a kid, aren't you? I can see it in your eyes. I've seen people like you coming through town. I don't trust you. You wait for Paul, and you stay right there where I can see you. I got my eye on you, Mr. Dwarf. So he'll just chit-chat, but won't offer anything other than like mundane shit. You guys going to try to buy any mundane stuff from him?
You old enough to sell a keg of brandy?
Well, he kind of looks back behind his over his shoulder. I could sell you some of Paul's special stuff. Just you can't tell him you got it from me.
Okay.
Just hold on a minute. He looks back behind him again. Said, "You keep a lookout. He comes through that door. You holler, okay?"
Okay.
He walks over to the coat rack. Kind of starts fingering through like a jacket. He pulls out a little flask. Says, he shakes it. You can hear a liquid in it. Says, "Oh, this is the good stuff." Says, "How much you got?" "This is expensive."
I'm looking for a keg, not a shot.
"Oh, this is just as good as a keg, mister. You're a big fella, but this will be good for you. Now hurry before he comes back."
10
What
copper.
you got?
10
Huh?
copper.
6 copper. He takes a swig of it, puts it back in the jacket. "Nope. You're too poor. Paul, I think they're ready." Comes
Oh,
walking out.
I don't like this fucking kid.
Comes walking out with the mirror in his hand and says, "Well, I can't say that it's magical per se, but it has an aura about it of some kind of ritualistic effect. And it's tied to the Feywild, but the undead side of the Feywild. I'm almost positive this is used in some kind of a ritual to bring forth the dead. But I can't quite understand the tie to the Feywild with that portion of it. That it has no inherent magical properties by itself. Perhaps when it's joined with something else in a ritual, something else happens. But I'm sorry, that's all I was able to get out of my identification process." You have something else for me to identify?
I don't think so.
What's the cost of
We
this?
want to look at that bow.
First one was free, he
What's the
said.
cost?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the
Or-
cost on the second one?
Says, he looks around you guys. "I appreciate what you guys did for Duvin there, so I'll give you a discount. Next one's 50 gold pieces. And that's the last one you'll get at that price." What do you have? Anything else?
I want a healing potion, please.
Yeah, I'd like to buy a healing potion if you have one, sir.
Okay. Hold please. Let me pull up my magic item generator to see how many he has. Should have had this open when we started.
And how much are they?
1 second. Got to pull up my sheet. Hold please. Excel. Oh, did we lose somebody?
Okay, I have one off and on.
Okay.
Sorry,
Kev, you
that
still
was,
with us?
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
bad. For some reason, I don't know if it drives. Anyways, I say to Aslar, maybe he'll do identify cheaper if you tell him that his son tried to sell his secret stash.
Ooh.
You sneaky bastards.
Actually, Actually, Berwin, I must tell you, your son tried to sell us your alcohol. I thought it was very morally wrong of him.
Wadsworth?
Personal stash.
Is this true? No, Paul, they're lying. They're just trying to steal you out of your good, hard-earned talent.
Smell his breath.
Wadsworth? Ah, damn it. This fucker. Wadsworth, in the back. God damn it, Dad. Walks back in the back. It looks like he's about 12, by the way.
Do you want me to deal with him?
You say that to Wadsworth?
No, to the dad.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, it's like, no, I'll take care of it. I apologize. I should have known better and leaving my private stash out in the open. Not the first time. I blame that on his mother. Could handle the drink, but regardless, whatever. So you're looking for healing potions, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, someone roll me a D8.
I got it.
That's how many he has.
Nice.
Look at you.
How much are they?
1 second.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up my handy dandy random price
If he's got that
evaluator.
many, it should
One
be
gold
pretty
piece
cheap.
each?
20 gold pieces each.
Ooh.
Oh, that's it.
Will he take a bulk deal if we want to buy a few of them?
If you want to buy them all.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 times 7 is 140. Says you buy all of them, I'll sell it to you for 100 gold pieces for all of them.
Right.
That's a sweet
I'll take
deal.
one.
So
I'll
that's
take two.
that's 20 from each, right? If we all go
Yeah.
in together.
Yeah, that would be 20 from each. I'm willing to go in on that.
Yeah.
Although somebody's going to get extras, but I guess we'll just use them if we need them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them on your character
Mine on
sheet so everybody's
someone
getting them. That is important.
How
I'll
many?
put two on mine because I used one for someone else.
Yeah, same here.
I
Oh,
just
wait,
bought
somebody-
one for 20.
Actually, I'll just do one since actually the one. Yeah, I used one, but then someone used one on me, so I guess it's a wash.
Oh,
So I'll
that's
just get-
7. So how much is that per?
He said he would give us 7 for 100 gold coin,
So, it's
So-
20 gold per piece.
20 gold per piece. I'm willing to put in. I will purchase 2 if need be. Having just had a scare of going down, Bramble's like, oh, better bulk up.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree, but that's
does anybody not
7.
need one? I guess because otherwise it's basically one apiece, and then 2 people get 2.
Right.
right. And that's 14.3 gold pieces each.
Yeah.
If they're 100 for
Well,
7.
Yeah, per potion. Yeah.
We'll call it 15 and then it's fair. So I'll put in 30 and I'll take 2.
Okay.
You guys
that's
just
fair.
split 20 across the board. I mean, you guys are eventually going to use them on each other. Just my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But it
Yeah.
doesn't really
Yeah.
matter who carries them because we'll use them on each other if we need to.
Yeah, that's
Well, I just want to know how much gold to subtract. And so
20.
I
Okay,
let's
like
just
the idea of
subtract-
15.
everybody gives 20.
Yeah, and then we just agree that we'll use them on each other if necessary.
Yeah.
I just need to know who's going to be carrying 2, who's carrying 1. That's important on your character sheet.
I have
so.
2.
I have 2 now because I had 1 before.
Yeah, but I'm taking 2 of the new ones.
I'm
And I
taking
think
1 of the new
Bramble.
one.
I think Bramble was going to take 2 also, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else gets 1 added to their
additional,
character sheet.
yeah.
There.
Okay. And everybody subtracts 20 GP.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now you can roll me another D8 to see what other common magical items he may have for sale.
Go for it, Kev.
A D. What did you say? 20?
8.
D8.
D1000.
6. Okay. Let me go roll randomly. These are common items, not uncommon. I didn't even heard of this. Spies paper. I gotta look this up. Where did I get that from?
I think I'm familiar. It's just you can write on it and you can't figure out what's on it.
I got a hyperlink to it. Here, I'll copy it and put it in the chat. Yeah, that's the first item. You roll again while you guys are reading that. Lantern of Tracking. That might have been from a recent Wizard of the Coast release. It sounds familiar. ROTF. ROTFM. Rise of the... What Wizard of the Coast is ROTFM? I'm drawing a blank.
Oh,
Rise of the Frost,
Rave.
Rime of the Frost
Yeah.
Maiden.
Rise of the Frost Maiden. So that's where that source is. I don't have that in front of me. So if someone wants to look that up, while I roll again. A pole of angling. And that came from the source Xanathars, page 137. Someone writing this down, I hope. Okay, that's 3 items, right? A staff of flowers. And that is from Xanathars, page 137 plus. Oh, I guess that means somewhere beyond that. Okay, that was 4.
You said it was pole of flowers?
Staff of flowers.
Oh, okay.
Pipe of remembrance.
Hey, I had one of those. Bavon had one.
Source GOS. What's GOS? I hate using acronyms. Is there a Wizard of the Coast called GOS? Something? Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Mm.
Okay, and last one. I'm keeping my numbers correctly.
What was the Ghost of Saltmarsh one? Sorry.
Oh shit, I've already gone by it. Pipe of Remembrance. That's what it was. And a clockwork amulet. That is from Xanathars. That's all 6. So I guess first decide if it's something you're interested in, and then I'll let you know what the cost is going to be.
I'm not interested in any of them.
They're common magic items, so they're not going to be anything that powerful. You guys need a few minutes to read through those, decide if you want anything or not.
How much for the hooded lantern?
The lantern of tracking.
Yeah, lantern of tracking.
30 gold pieces.
Does
Do
he
we
what
know
it
which
tracks?
type of creature it's designed for?
Something you got to roll.
It's a
Yeah,
D10. to
D10.
roll.
Yeah, I put it in chat. It's a D10. All 10 of them are in there.
And is it different every time, or you roll it once and that's what it always sees?
That's what I
No,
always
you
see.
roll once. It's always it.
Okay, so you can roll it now if you want. That will determine whether or not you want to buy it or not.
I'll roll it.
Sure.
You had it open, Rob? Or is it in the chat? I didn't see it.
It's in chat.
Construct.
10 choices.
3 is constructs.
That's actually a pretty good one.
It would have been better if you'd rolled 7 or 10.
Yeah. You know what? I'll put out 30 gold pieces for that.
And Add that to your character sheet. Since that was one that was in Xanathar's, if so, you should be able to go into the little eye icon and then search for that, and then click and drag it onto your character sheet.
No, that was Rhyme.
Rhyme and the Frost Maiden. Yeah.
Well, I've got that,
Yeah.
so that should be in there as well. You can drag it.
How much for the Clockwork Amulet?
Clockwork Amulet. 50 gold pieces.
I don't have 50 gold pieces. I gave it up for a health potion that I'm not
I
going to
I can give you 30. I can give you 20 if you need it, or whatever you need, Rob.
What's the amulet?
Aslar would
that
give
one?
you money. Aslar would kick for the difference.
I only have 43 and I don't want to run down to 0. So can you give me
20?
Yeah, 20 will do.
Yeah, I'll share 20 with you.
Okay.
There you go. Done and dusted.
Okay. Anybody else? See anything they're interested in?
No.
Hey, Brian, are we just divvying up loot right now and that's the end?
Well, I want you guys to tell me what your next plans are, and then that'll probably be the end of it, and I'll prep for that in our next session.
Sorry, Brian, does he also have some lantern oil? I would like to buy some.
If that's something out of the player's handbook, then he'll have that.
Okay.
Okay, so to Gary's point, you guys also talked about going and meeting with the temple priest for something else?
That was to see if I could get my intelligence back, but I don't think that's going to happen. So,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that a spell short of wish would restore a permanent drop like that, would it?
Doesn't Greater Restoration do that, maybe?
I believe so.
And your lower intelligence is helping us get along.
Yeah, I have a new connection with the Goliath.
You're speaking the same language now, is what you're saying.
Yeah. He speaks dumb like me.
Yeah, greater restoration would fix it. That's correct.
Okay, so we
Would it
can.
know when it says permanent? Like it said -1 permanent. That's it.
Yeah, it just meant I think that it doesn't wear off after a day or something.
Yeah, that's why I interpreted it as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which some things do. You know, they only
I
temporarily.
just didn't want to
lower
lose a friend. You know.
Yeah.
So we can follow that up at the start of the next session if you want. If you want to go to the
Okay.
temple and see if that even is an option. But
Right.
my other question is there anything else you guys want to detect magic, identify, or where do you want to go to next?
Do we think the short bow might be something, or we're pretty sure it's just normal?
Just a fine short, bro.
Well, we don't know.
Meta knowledge, when I say something is finely crafted, there's a chance it's magical. If I say it's mundane, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But it costs a lot of money to get in to cast that now, right? It's 50 gold.
It's 50 gold.
Correct.
I don't think it's worth it.
And
Maybe
can any of it, but is it of use to anybody at the moment anyway?
Not really.
I wouldn't use it right
Not
now.
for me, no.
Brian, how much is a flask of oil?
Not in the player's handbook?
It is, but like the entry when I look it up in the compendium doesn't show.
I'll say it's 5 silver.
Okay.
D&D Beyond says 1 silver, but yeah, that's good.
Oh, well, there you go. You just got ripped off.
You just lost 4. It's overpriced by. Must be an oil shortage around this area.
COVID.
Yes, true. Yes. All right, so you guys basically, the way I see it, you got 2 choices. You can go towards the ruins, or you can go to where that kobold lair was that Lord Percival shared with you guys.
Ruins.
I think we're going to head to the ruins.
Okay.
So,
That's what you guys want to do. We can do that.
yeah, I think so. Anybody different?
The only issue would be whether we should try to level up, but I don't know if that would be likely to happen. But if we just did the kobold hook or not.
I don't know. But I'm falling out of my chair.
Yeah, I'm getting near the end of my endurance as well.
Okay. So unless there's something else you guys want to ask me about or that I can prep for next session, I'm going to assume you guys are going to go to the temple to see if they can do anything about Pharaoh's lower intelligence. And then you guys are going to head to wherever the keep is.
Yep. Sounds
Okay.
good to me.
Yeah, it works for me.
All right. Hopefully that was a good session for you guys.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
great start.
We'll still at
Start.
times.
Yep.
So we will meet again as of right now, tentatively in 2 weeks to pick up on the next session of Into the Abyss.
Sounds awesome, Brian. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
But
Brian.
have a good night. I'm done.
All right.
Good night, man.
Talk to you guys later.
Yeah, have a good
Later
week.
all.